Alright. We're just watching random shit on the internet. That's it. There's not much more. Not much more to it than that. May play Planet Coaster 2 later. Otherwise, we're just watching random shit. Like, oh, I'm up at, was it 7:30? I could drink more. Cheers. And yeah, so yeah. Gideon. That's funny. Awesome. She got the crazy eyes. That's funny. That's so funny. That's funny. Kieran, right? Kieran Culkin? Oh, is it? I thought it's. I thought it was his brother. I guess it is Macaulay though. Fair enough. Yep. Huh. Baby Billy. That's pretty good. Yeah. Pretty great. A little bitch. Mm. Oh, that is funny. That is awesome. That's cool. I didn't know that. That's awesome. Gemstone. Yeah, that's cool. I didn't know that. Danny McBride, so good. That we know of. Yep, of course, yeah. Or in a car crash with Scotty and then Aunt Tiffany, yeah. Pretty big one. Uncle Baby Billy. That's pretty funny. Lyle Leeson's. It's pretty funny. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum. There's no wrong answer. Yes. Yep. Keith. Dude, I love the Righteous Gemstones. I need to rewatch it all. Symbolizes BJ's innocence. Yeah. Coffee black. Cigarette. Watch this day. Start this day like all the rest. They are great. They are great. That's great. Dude, I love this shit. We're just watching random stuff. God damn it. She's 6 years. Oh, fuck, thank you. God, why does it do that? I hate that shit. There you go.
The Righteous Gemstones is improv.
God damn it.
I would say 12 to
Gotta check
32%,
that.
Somewhere in there.
Dude, I love the Righteous Gemstones so
I'm a math
much.
guy, so that's how my brain
It's
works.
literally where I grew up.
That doesn't
Grew
the
up,
world know
grow
that
up.
about Adam.
Yeah.
Am
he's a
growing
brain guy.
up.
I'm a math guy.
Oh, he's a math guy?
Yeah.
And a brain guy.
Yeah, well, if you're a math guy,
Yeah.
you're also a brain
Yeah,
guy.
of course.
What was the word you made up earlier?
Boomyah.
Boomyah.
Boom, yeah.
Boomyah.
Why did Baby Billy leave Tiffany?
I love Baby Billy.
Hard-hitting
That's
question.
right.
Walton Goggins
I mean,
is
I think
so
it's
good.
important that we remember that ultimately he didn't leave Tiffany. And I think, again, this is like, Baby Billy's a damaged dude.
Yeah.
And I think he starts to like doubt that he could have any effect on the world.
Walton Goggins is like my
added
favorite
value
actor
or
right now.
worth to anything.
He's so good.
Sometimes you just gotta get the fuck out.
He's
But
a runner.
They're together now, and I think they're together forever.
They learned. What happened to Baby Billy's son? He grew up to be well-adjusted. He has a couch with cup holders in it, you know. So he's obviously a well-adjusted.
Macaulay Culkin
fella.
played him.
That's a nice life.
He worked.
That's who they're talking about.
What are the bugs in the righteous gemstones? Oh, they're talking about the locusts.
The locust. Yes.
At first I thought it meant like, what are the glitches you guys encounter during production?
Pretty good.
What did Eli do to Baby Billy? In Baby Billy's eyes, I think he thinks that he stole his stage partner. He stole his act, you know, and then he aligned himself with her. But really, he just married Baby Billy's sister, and Baby Billy's
Crazy.
Amy Lee.
Yeah, don't be a bitch, baby. Billy. Why did Gideon leave the family? I think he was probably the only.
That was like before season 1, though. That's like backstory shit.
And he was right in doing so. And then he came back, and God, I'm happy to have him.
Yep.
I mean, we're talking
Good one.
really cute.
If you haven't
really
seen
sweet.
Righteous Gemstones,
So
season
cute.
4 is out,
Skylar,
or
we love
continuing
him.
right now.
I feel like we had runs in the show where Judy was really
It
going off
is
about how hot
a little
he was.
peek into
right?
Texas
Yeah.
life, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, watching him
Or
from
Southern
talking about how
life.
fit he was.
Yeah.
And
In the
also
US.
just at the craft service table, Edie would say stuff like
And
that.
I hate it, and they hate it too, but they're making
I mean,
fun
the
of it,
thing is,
so
if
it's
we're
really
at lunch,
funny.
We're at, or we're at craft services, or we're like, I see Skylar walking in the bathroom. It's not going to be that hard for him to take his shirt off for me.
It wouldn't be.
It shouldn't be.
Yeah, it shouldn't be.
Who's the bad guy in the Righteous Gemstones?
Ooh, the bad
Great
guy.
question. We've had a few.
We got a
You know,
handful.
No, I
every
love it.
season there is like an adversary.
Just because I live it.
Unique to that season, but you know, a lot of times I think who gets in the Righteous Gemstones way the most are themselves.
Wow.
Yeah,
Boom,
Poignant. Boom, yeah.
that's
Boom,
it.
yeah.
Does Walton Goggins
yeah.
actually sing in Righteous Gemstones?
Hardland?
The
Yeah,
answer is
exactly.
yes, of course he does.
We all do.
And they make fun of it, and it is hilarious.
I felt Edie's rage.
Yeah. Why did Kelvin kiss Keith?
Oh.
Because them soft lips. In the last season 3, towards the end,
That's so
of
funny.
the second to last episode, that wasn't scripted, and then
Well, it was scripted, but it was an alt script. We weren't sure
Yeah.
if we were going to bridge that in the 4th season or if it was going to be the end of the 3rd.
and that was like my second or I think first or second day shooting that season, and I'm like, we're in it. I'm already kissing my buddy at work. This is gonna be a hell of a season.
That's funny.
Who blackmailed Jesse Gemstone?
Who didn't?
His own child.
It's disgusting.
It's disgusting.
Why is Gideon
Season
helping
1.
Scotty? I think Gideon is disappointed in his family, and I think he feels a little bit betrayed by the fact that they don't practice what they preach. So I think he sees Scotty as a way.
Yeah,
to
nobody
kind of
practices
get
what
some
they
revenge on his
preach.
family, and is
Let's
led
be
down
real.
that path, unfortunately. Yep. And then Aunt Tiffany blows Scotty's brains out.
Do Judy and
hypocrites.
BJ stay together? Oh yeah, I think she would kill him before she allowed him to leave. So
sure.
absolutely, they're together.
It's funny.
Yes. Who is the mother of Judy Gemstone? Amy Lee Gemstone, who is also the mother of
Yeah,
Jesse
oh
Gemstone
yeah,
and
100%.
Calvin
Yeah.
Gemstone.
What's up?
What's up? Amy Lee, booyah.
Boom, yeah.
Who plays young
Yeah,
Jesse
it's just
Gemstone?
a shit
we
show.
have some incredible actors that play the young versions of us. Gavin plays young Jesse Gemstone. Who plays young Judy?
Emma Shannon, and she is awesome.
Those kids were so good, though, that we didn't even initially plan on coming back to them every season. And once we saw how well they were able to channel those characters, we had to just keep bringing them back and wringing more for them.
Yeah,
It's
they're
cool.
incredible.
I didn't like
Sometimes
notice that.
watching Emma,
It's interesting.
Like, maybe this is gonna get too real. Sometimes she's so good and so funny, like it brings tears to my eyes. I'm like, fuck me. She's like really
Yeah,
channeling
that's
some
the real
shit. How did Judy and BJ meet? This was a thing we talked about as being a possibility, and the few times we even wrote it, and then it just wasn't ever needed to do it. But remember we talked about that thing of I was shoplifting from
Yes, from the grocery store.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was shoplifting from the Piggly Wiggly where he worked in
The Piggly Wiggly.
optometry department. Yeah, he's who caught me.
That's a southern thing.
We thought about showing that, and we never did, because the first time you meet BJ,
Is
he
that
has
are they
just
even
undergone
still
a,
around? I
plastic
don't
surgery.
know.
It's the beginning of him trying to fit into the family, and he had changed his nose. So we always imagined
They
that
are.
there'd be
They're
a scene
actually
with,
still
each of us
around.
meeting, and
I don't
And
know
BJ
if
had a
they're
drastically different.
they're not around where I am, but they were around where I was born.
How did Jesse and Amber get back together? Well, Amber shot Jesse in his asshole, and that kind of basically killed all the bad feelings between each other, and they got back together.
Yeah,
It was
in the
in the
hole.
hole. It was definitely in the hole.
She does shoot him in the asshole.
What's in the hole?
Did it come out?
Yep, still there.
Wow.
Yep, still there.
He's a
Lodged
brave
in the
man.
hole.
Yep.
Lodged in the hole. Does Gideon come back? Do you not? You don't even watch the show?
Sometimes it's easier just to Google it, you know?
It's like,
Oh my god. As of March 30th, 2025, there's no Piggly Wiggly in Robinson, Texas. That's where I was born and initially raised, for better or worse. God damn it. March 30th. God damn. Wait, that was like yesterday.
I mean, just watch the show and you'll. Yeah, he does. He does. He's on the show. Very talented, Skylar. Hot too.
Holy shit.
Very hot. Who's
Weird.
The youngest gemstone?
Weird. That's
Well,
weird.
Siblings, that's Kelvin Gemstone.
What's up? What's up?
If you're talking the kids of Jesse, we're talking like third generation.
Oh, we have like
That would be
the 90s to get through. That's what we were doing last night before I passed
correct.
out.
How dare they with this next question? How
I
dare?
before I drunkenly
BJ,
passed out.
Judy's cousin.
Oh, someone dug deep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they know the true.
You know what?
true
That would have
tea.
actually been pretty good. We could have. That could have been what it is.
Uh-huh.
Kissing cousins. Yep. But the answer
would
is
love that.
no. Of course not. BJ is not Judy's cousin.
No.
Judy would never hook up with cousins.
Yeah.
No, she knows a ton of people who would like to hook
Yeah.
up with their siblings,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
she would not hook
She
up
knows
with
a
their
ton
cousin.
of people that would.
He does.
Wow.
That's
Judy
funny.
runs into good
Cool
circles.
crew, yeah.
Yep. Yep. We did it. We answered all the
my
Every
my
Google
favorite
question.
Baby Billy scene is whenever he runs away. Uncle Baby Billy's health elixir is the best. There's a meme. There's a meme about this. It's like whenever your landlord, it's just like your landlord.
For one
I don't
more
know.
jug.
Hold on.
Additional jugs, only $65
Here
a
it
pop.
is.
And I make nothing. Zero.
I
By the
made
time I pay
zero.
my scientists, all the people in my lab, my developers, the lab rats, it's a
This
wash.
is your boss.
Well, why you do it then, baby Billy? Cause I'm selfless. And I want to heal as
Dude,
many
I love
people as
Walton
the dear Lord
Goggins
will
so
let me.
much. He is the best.
Baby Billy.
Aunt Tiffany. It starts running away.
Uncle Baby Billy, we see you.
Ain't nobody here named Baby or Billy?
Zero, zilch.
Should we see how?
I get nothing. This shit is so
How'd
funny.
y'all find me?
Nephew TJ traced your credit card.
Clever girl. Recruited a nerd.
We also know you started a new credit card under Lionel's name.
He ain't even born yet, Baby Billy. Charging things in his name?
How dare you go snooping through my finances?
Man, you thought you were so slick. Thought you could dump your
Dude,
wealth
I
on me
love
and make
this
me
show.
wiser
I'm
as my
so
own.
happy it's
Oh, I'm
back.
sorry, baby girl. I guess I should have been more clear. I'm doing all this for you and baby Lionel. That's why I'm selling these here health elixirs.
Didn't you hear my daddy got shot?
Yes, I did. And I'm praying for him.
Baby Billy, you ran out on me and Baby Lionel just like you did your other son.
I'm gonna play some Planet Coaster here in a little
What
bit.
did you say?
I know
After
about
this,
Harmon.
probably.
How come you didn't ever tell me about him?
You two little pigs squeal.
She deserved to know.
Shut up,
She
YouTube.
needs to
Heads up,
move
we
on, and
detected
she needs to
video and
move
your
out
stream
of my
belonging to
house.
someone else.
Get over here. I'm gonna spank the shit out of both of you.
Spank the shit.
Ow, my knee. Get out. That's so bad. Little weak boy. Give it up. The hell with all of you. All the money I'm making out here, trying to provide for my family, and you gonna question my character? Damn, Tiff. You really did not turn out to be the kind of girl I thought you were.
No, Tiff, no, don't
Don't
you say
do
you're
it.
sorry. You stay strong, bitch.
You should be
Bitch.
ashamed.
There he goes.
Elixirs.
The elixirs. He just starts running away. Oh, by the way, I listen to this all the time. There's a channel. That shit is so funny. There's a no, it's not this channel. This channel is a copycat. Like at work, when I'm in my office, Utopic Dreamer, highly recommended. Highly, highly recommended for some just like ambient fucking background like vaporwave shit. Utopic Dreamer, he does some good shit. I don't know if it's him or whatever, but he does some really good shit. Stuck in 1987. It's like 5 hours of just random shit. Anyway, so I listen to them all a lot, so gotta shout them out, you know. Yeah, it's actually this one in particular, Office Chill, is like I have an office and it's what I chill. I don't know how I found him. I think I was like just looking for some vaporwave stuff, and it's like 5 hours, just shit like this. Okay, we're gonna watch Weird History. I think we were on 93. Just all the shit that happened in the world, because I fucking hate I hate the world now. Oh wait. Game Set came out. I think I crashed out halfway through this and I was like way too drunk and I don't remember anything. So I'm gonna start it over. I have interviewed Joe and he's amazing. This is games that make great first impressions. I'll have to go get more alcohol here in a second.
Hello and welcome to GameSag. Thought I'd try something a bit different this time and talk about the best first stages in games. Levels that make a great first impression.
I'm gonna go get more.
And
I can still hear them.
give you a chance to learn the game mechanics in a way that's way better than a tutorial. A great example of a good first level would of course be Super Mario Brothers, because you get a chance to figure stuff out and hey, you got a hidden bonus area with coins and stuff. And who doesn't like coins? Anyway, let's get to our first game. Here's Mega Man X from Capcom on the Super Nintendo, or Mega Man 10 as some weird people called it back then before they played the game. Normally in a Mega Man title, you can choose whatever stage you'd like to begin your game. But starting with Mega Man X here, we now have a proper first stage. This is a great one as it lets you get used to X's new abilities. For example, at one point a defeated enemy drops you down into a pit and you can't escape with what you know from the previous games on the NES.
This is a really good
But
first
as you
stage.
jump around aimlessly, you'll figure out that you can now stick to walls to ascend in order to escape. Holding the attack button, you can fire a more powerful shot to help defeat some of the enemies.
We are drinking
At the end
strawberry
of the stage, you get your
splash
ass
super
handed to you,
sips
and then Zero comes in with
because
his sexy
it's
hair
7
and bails
o'clock
you
and
out. His speech helps hype you
can
up a
hate
bit
my
for
life.
the rest of the game. After all this, you're given a password so that you never have to play this stage again. And then you
I
can
love
select a
that
level.
stage, dude.
But as a first
How
stage,
good?
I love
How fucking good is Mega Man X? It is like nearly a perfect game. I'm trying to think of like any flaw within the game, and I can't. I legitimately cannot think of a single flaw in the game. You have upgrades even to life. You got secrets like the Hadouken. All of the Mavericks, Robot Masters are fucking amazing. Then you get what fucking blew my mind as a little fucking piece of shit. Like, when did this come out? 93 or something, like a 9 8 9 year old. It blew my mind that you could charge up your acquired weapons, like your robot master weapons, and do a completely different move. That shit fucking blew my mind. Mega Man X is like, it's so fucking good.
How it teaches you some skills. Way better than a tutorial, which assumes that you're an idiot.
And the music, oh my god. The music is amazing. Then you have like Zero. Zero shows up and you're like, oh my god, who the fuck is this guy? And like you want to be like him, and then his song whenever he dies, Jesus Christ.
This is
so
Magician
good.
Lord on the Neo Geo
Never
from
heard of it.
ADK. This was one of the very
Never
first
heard of
games
it.
on the
Don't know
platform,
about
and
it.
one that everyone dreamed of getting if they could actually get a Neo Geo. And for good reason, because this first stage is
I've
killer.
never had a
Starts out
Neo
with 3
Geo.
layers of what looks like a painting.
Oh,
These
wait.
were amazingly
Wait, I
colorful
do have
graphics
this
for their
game.
time and just
I have it
blew
on the
everyone
Switch.
away along with the pumping music.
Yeah, it's so good. I
Then
do
you
have
make
this
your way to
game
the rocky
actually
side of a
on the
cliff and defeat a
Switch.
bunch of bad guys.
I haven't really played it
Soon
though.
you climb down a ladder and get
Just,
your
like,
first
bought it.
power-up, transforming you into a fire-breathing dragon. Holy hell,
Maybe I
this
should
game is
play this
awesome.
more.
You come to a door, but before you go in, you want to grab another quick peek at those painting-like clouds. Okay, let's go in. Wow, there's a lot going on inside here. You grab another power-up, and now you're a sweet-ass ninja.
Fuck
And he gets
yeah.
powered up some more.
Dude,
just
I
a
need to
few
play
steps
this
later.
game more.
Hell yeah, ninjas are awesome. You think you should go down this
Ninjas
ladder,
are
but no.
awesome.
Going off of the edge is actually faster and safer just as long as you know not to land in the pit. Now you're at the mid-boss, who's actually a bit tougher than the stage boss, as he's pretty hard to hit. Beat him, and this cool guy lays it all down for you.
What imprudent.
Yeah, fuck, I didn't know. Like, I played it and I was terrible at it and
That's
died.
right,
I'm like,
now we're
okay.
fighting God,
Gosh.
or
Oh,
at
fuck.
least one of his many trials. Just hit him in the face when it appears.
Looks
the second
fun.
stage is
Yeah.
pretty good as well, though not as good.
Oh, I have to
Honestly, the game
download,
goes downhill from there.
fuck.
I think that the first stage is the
Ooh,
best
I
thing
need to
about
do
this
that
game.
today. I gotta download Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Ghouls and Ghosts from Capcom is an amazing game.
Which
As a
one is
sequel,
this?
This one had to show you that it wasn't your granddaddy's Ghosts and Goblins game, and it sure proves that, as everything is highly upgraded over the
Is
original.
this
You can now
the
shoot up and down, you've got a bunch
Super
of new weapons,
Nintendo one?
and each weapon has
I
their
think.
own magic. The tree at the end of the graveyard is full of vultures who want to eat.
one of my first, actually, little known fact, I tell everyone that Zelda 2 was my first game. My first game, quite possibly, could have been Ghost and Goblins. I don't remember. But when I was a very, very tiny person, like I'm talking like maybe 2 or 3, my dad visited a friend and he let me play a NES game, and it was Ghost and Goblins. Not Ghouls and Ghosts, but Ghost and Goblins, like old school shit. That technically may have been my first game. I always tell people it's Zelda 2 because it makes for a better story, but it like actually Ghost and Goblins may have been technically my first game that I ever played in my life, but Zelda 2 is the first game that I owned. My dad owned it, and he hooked it up for me. Yeah, and then you got to do it again, right? Because it's like, oh, you didn't have the book or whatever the fuck it was. I've never like truly beaten it. Maybe this October I might fuck around with it. Probably won't beat it, but Ghost and Goblins, Ghouls and Ghosts, I loved. I love the Super Nintendo version of the game. I actually never played it until college. And my roommate showed it to me, and that shit was really fun. And also, highly underrated gem is it's the spin-off. It's the fucking Devil spin-off of Firebrand or whatever. Like what was that called? Demon's Crest, I think. That game is insane. I didn't play that until it came out on the Nintendo Switch, or whatever the fuck it was. Maybe it was Wii U at the time. Switch wasn't out when I was in college. I definitely played it in college, and there's like a billion different endings you can get depending on like where you go and how many levels you complete and stuff. Very, very cool. What the fuck is this guy talking about? Demon's Crest is somewhat overrated. No, it's underrated, if anything. Nobody ever talks about it. Like, everyone's like me spurring out on goddamn, like Mega Man X, which it deserves it. Don't get me wrong, but no, nobody talks about Demon's Crest. Demon's Crest is fucking amazing, dude. Play that shit right now. What do you mean overrated? This guy's a fucking moron. Hey, Petty Captor, your speedrunning getting banned. Congratulations.
Eat you. Then, if you can somehow make it past a giant guillotine and across the bridge, it collapses, and then a storm suddenly starts. At the time, this kind
That's
of
really
animation
cool.
was a sight to behold in video games,
What?
even in an arcade game like this one.
Oh,
The fun
this is the
short-lived,
arcade
though,
game.
and if you
Okay,
can somehow
okay.
survive it, you get to
I
a
see.
giant hill where there is more than one way to go.
If you could own one arcade game, what would it be? I have mine. I know what I want to get before I die. There's like 2 purchases I want to make before I die. One of them is a Berry Sax, which is very expensive. And one of them, I would like to own Gauntlet Dark Legacy arcade. They are pretty, actually, let me look them up. Let's go to, like, eBay. See how much they are. Do they not even have it on here? There's original Gauntlet, Gauntlet 2. Gauntlet Dark Legacy arcade, 45. Yeah, that's about right. That's what I want to own this. This is a thing that I really, really, really would love to own. I'm not a big like arcade guy or whatever, but Gauntlet Dark Legacy is one of my favorite games of all time. Street Fighter 3 or let's see. Or I would not. I mean, I would really like to own fuck. Soul Calibur arcade. That I remember in 11th grade we went to physics class, or they had this like physics day at Six Flags here in Dallas, and the group that I was in, I did all the physics bullshit for like the roller coasters and stuff, like centripetal force and all this bullshit. Anyway, we spent most of the day around Soul Calibur, the Soul Calibur arcade, and that's kind of what made me fall in love with the series. The series has gotten it's so good, but they don't treat it anywhere near the reverence of Street Fighter or Tekken. Even I've never played Tekken. Probably should do that at some point. Or Mortal Kombat. Like, Soul Calibur is my favorite fighting game like ever. Street Fighter 3. Third Strike. Is it I don't know about the arcade thing. I guess nobody's selling. God damn, $430 fucking dollars for Dreamcast? New? A great price? Jesus fuck, man. Dude, I love Dreamcast. It's so good. I don't think I've ever played Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. Yeah, I don't know. I love Soul Calibur. I love Street Fighter too. Like, I'm a Chun-Li guy all the way, like way back in the day, just Street Fighter 2. I remember I got Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition on Sega. And my mind was fucking blown away when I could play like the four bosses like Balrog, Vega, Sagat, and Bison. Yeah, that's about okay. I don't know where you found that, but that sounds about right. Like those, like, dude, I'd love it. I wonder how much a Soul Calibur arcade cabinet. Dude, I love this song that I'm playing in the background. I just like randomly found it. It's like a fucking amazing Martial Champion. Where are you finding that? That's curious. Soul Calibur 2. If they had a Soul Calibur, honestly, my favorite Soul Calibur. Well, I don't want to like misspeak. I have a lot of really, really good memories with Soul Calibur 2, specifically GameCube, but like Soul Calibur 3 introduced my favorite character, Tira. But Soul Calibur 6, I made a. There was one night on Twitch, on Twitch. Duck Good. What is that? I'm not familiar with that. Soul Calibur 6, I was streaming one night and I got raided by a tournament, and I had like nearly 1,000 people in here. It was like the most random fucking thing ever because it was like, hey, I'm gonna make a bunch of characters because Soul Calibur has like a fucking Soul Calibur 6 anyway has a fucking fantastic character creator. Shit, dude, I'll buy that shit right now on here. I know it's on Steam. And there's actually a lot of people that I met doing that stuck around. Like everyone went away, obviously, because why would you not? But being the recipient of a raid, dude, it's still $60 fucking dollars. That's fuck, man. I'll buy it. Like, I'll buy it. I don't give a shit. What does the deluxe edition have? Like, what is that? I love Soul Calibur. I want to give it all the love that I can, but really interesting. Ooh. Okay. Set as default searcher. Like, I fucking hate Google, so there you go. Look at that. They have a browser. Interesting. Dude, I don't care what browser. Dude, I fucking hate Google. I think everyone does. Do you remember? Oh, is it? Okay, I'll just wait then. I'm not gonna pay $60 for it. Yeah. No, you're right. So Calibur 6 is like really old too. I have it on my PS4. My PS4 is just in storage. When did that come out? 2018. Those motherfuckers are still selling that shit for $60. Soul Calibur has such like fucking deep lore, and every game has gotten shittier and shittier with the with like the single player story, while we have like it or not, like Mortal Kombat, that single player story, like the presentation of it is fucking amazing, dude. I don't know about Street Fighter. I haven't played Street Fighter single player. since like 4, I think. But Soul Calibur, like, it's gotten worse and worse and worse. It deserves way, way better than it has. But man, they're pulling like a Nintendo on this shit. I mean, 4.5 out of 5, that's right. Like, I agree with that 100%. But yeah, I'll have to wait until it goes on sale. Bandai Namco. And like, that shit pissed me off. They didn't even have Kira in the base game. Kira's, again, my favorite character. I like Hilda too. And I loved creating characters. Boring stuff. Yeah. Yeah, you're like a big Street Fighter guy. Or like, you're a big, like, competitive kind of guy, right? If I remember right. God damn, I want that so bad. I want that so fucking bad, dude. I don't have enough money. I'd have to save up for like 5 or 6 months. God damn. I really, really want that though. Anyway, let's... Sorry, let's continue. We got on arcade cabinets and shit.
You can go up on the left side battling spontaneously spawning plants and branches. Some of them throwing the
I
skulls
don't know
of
if
their
I've ever
previous
played
victims
this
at
particular
you.
version
Or
of the
you can
game.
keep going to the right instead, getting to a bridge that leads to another treasure chest which may have something good or maybe an evil wizard inside. Both ways lead to the top, but you need to watch out for the vomiting pigs. They really do love to vomit.
Yeah, you don't want the vomiting
Not only that,
pig.
but their vomit is impervious to your attacks. You need to wait for them to empty out.
Oh, that's some
At the
heavy,
top, you go all the way
frickin'
down to the
hardcore
other
vomit.
side, and then you fight the first boss, which is a huge screen-filling monster who holds his own head in his arm.
Yeah.
Watch out, because he spits fire at you. Whether you're playing the
For
arcade,
no good reason.
the excellent port to the...
You know what'd be funny? You should play DSP, because he's still like, I haven't watched a lot of DSP shit. I watch like Locale Live because it's entertaining to me and I love fucking internet slop. But like DSP, he like, that was his big thing, right? He was like, oh, I was like first in the fucking world or whatever, and he like still goes back to that. And then he plays Street Fighter and he gets his ass fucking kicked. Yeah, you told me, and I need to watch the Castaway. What was it? The moon thing? What was? Hold on, tell me what it was actually, because I was thinking about that the other day. What was it? I need to write it down. Here, look, I'm gonna actually write it down. People tell me to watch shit and listen to shit. Oh, you weren't here just the other day. God damn it. It was like right before you came back. I listened to the new Opeth album. I need to put that up on my channel because it was a good like 3-hour dissection, and I finally fucking listened to it because it came out in November. I was like, oh, this weekend we're gonna do it. This weekend we're gonna do it. And it was last weekend that I actually did it. Yeah, Castaway on the Moon. That's what it's called. It's on that stream. Yeah. GoMovies.sx, a service nobody should ever use because it's very bad. Even though you can watch everything ever, without paying for anything, never use it because it's bad. But if you want to watch the movies on the moon, here. Okay, I'm glad it didn't go to my porn folder. We'll put in documents. Shit I need to watch is what I'm gonna title it. Oh, man, there's been a lot of shit that I've done since I've talked to you last. A few months ago, maybe 6 months ago now, I was in a Halo mood. Like server? Oh really? Can I access that? Is that a thing I can do? Hold on. Fuck your light. Fuck my light. Okay. My headphones went out. I was in a Halo mood, but like I was going down the rabbit hole. I was like, man, is Marathon on PC. So it turns out the creators, Bungie, the people at Bungie, they created this thing, as far as I understand it. It's called Aleph One. It's Marathon open source. It is free, legal. Not that it matters because you're like me, but not that it matters. But it is legal. The people at Bungie made this open source engine, and they have like a lot of different stuff. I went through the entire Marathon trilogy that was originally released for uh, iOS, and that was a fun time. I really had fun with Marathon. Marathon 2 is by far the best one, but I did go through all three of them. Highly recommended. Completely free, open source. Just fucking download it. And if you like old school shooters and shit, um, to absolutely play it. I had never heard about it. I don't know why, but yeah, it's out there. So you can play the whole trilogy. And uh they have a bunch of shit. So they have the original trilogy, and then they have a bunch of really really cool fan made things that are like basically probably better than Marathon. But like I wanted to go back and see like what inspired Halo, and dude, basically everything in Halo is found in these. I mean, it's pretty rough. Like it is an old school kind of like 90s type of thing. There's some fucking super frustrating parts, but the lore is there. All of that shit is here. Highly recommended. I would play through them like a Marathon 2, and then Infinity. There's some like weird shit that goes on in Infinity. There's like it's like 9 different like multiverse. It's crazy. Highly recommended though. Go and get it.
Genesis, or
Super
the
good.
other excellent port to the Super Graphics, this stage is a fantastic start to an outstanding game.
That's cool. I'll have to get it. Like, I need to set up MAME. That would be fun.
Here's
I-
Panzer
I
Dragoon,
got-
a launch game from Sega on the
I have heard so much good shit about Panzer Dragoon, and I got it on my Switch because they like remade it or remastered it or whatever the fuck they did. I think it was a remaster. And I played it, and it's fun. But I haven't really played it like a lot. I didn't beat it. I played like 2 or 3 levels. Like, okay, this is fine. But I hear it's amazing, and it's
Saturn. The
very
opening stages
expensive.
in this game are incredible, but we're talking about stage 1 in this episode, and it certainly puts on a show. You ride on the back of a big dragon, and you target enemies with your super cool.
I mean, it's
we hadn't
Star
played games
Fox.
like this before now, at least not in 3D like this game is.
No,
This one
he's
spent
wrong.
much of
He's
its
wrong.
development-
Joe was wrong about that. No, Star Fox. Star Fox is 3D. This came out with the Sega Saturn 95. Star Fox came out before that. They had the special chip in the cartridge, right? Like the 3D FX whatever. So he's wrong about that, but I'll let it slide. Cuz this is basically Star Fox, but you're riding a dragon. Yeah. Yep. I played Saga Frontier when it released 3,000 years ago in the 90s. I've played most of the Saga games. I haven't gotten very far in them. And in fact, I think I have, I don't know, I may have deleted it. But I at one point downloaded the new Saga Emerald Beyond. Yeah, I have never played one of those games to completion, and I probably should. Saga Frontier, like, I don't know, man. Like, it's weird. They're weird. Because every time I boot them up, I'm like, man, I should like I should like this, and it immediately drops my interest, and I don't know why. It doesn't. There's no reason for that to drop my interest, but it does. Um, I don't know why. I have no idea why. Uh, what I would recommend, and I need to play it to completion. I played it. I played the fan translation, but they came out with like the actual thing. Is I don't know how to say it. It's either Live Alive or Live Alive or Live Alive, whatever. Um, Whenever they ported that over, like officially, I really need to play that all the way through because like I'm a big, like a huge supporter of that game, but I've only ever played the SNES like fan translation. Uh, so yeah. Anyway, if you haven't played that, definitely play it because it's kind of like Chrono Trigger ish, I guess. You you pick a character and it's like samurai times in Japan. It's like futuristic shit. There's a Wild West kind of thing. Like there's like 7 or 8 characters in particular different time periods, and it all like comes to a head. Um, and they did a remake. Highly recommended. Orion, what are you doing? Are you being nosy?
Time before the Saturn hardware was even finalized, so it's amazing what they were able to do here. It might seem a bit sparse, but it's incredibly fun.
I really do need to play Panzer Dragoon.
Personally flooded by Al Gore and his global warming. This is
Gore.
accompanied by one of 3
Man, Bear,
music
Pig.
tracks in the game performed by
Bear,
a
Pig.
real orchestra. The others being the title screen and the end credits.
This game is
great
like
stuff, and time to the
incredibly
action on the screen.
expensive,
This
like
level
the
would be
OG
amazing
game.
no matter what, but it's
if I
really
remember right.
elevated by the music.
Damn, I do really need to play this. No, this is this is a pretty fucking, yeah. I'm thinking this was like, maybe not. I mean, they're selling it for $40. I thought this was like maybe $200 or $300. Maybe it wasn't though. It used to be really expensive. I do know that though. The strawberry version of this is really good. I'm not a big fan of this pina colada, but the strawberry.
This next series has a bunch of games with amazing first levels. I'm sticking with 32-bit consoles, and before that for this episode, and
I'm trying to think.
Well, a lot of them.
What is probably like the best first level? Or because I like to guess these kind of things. Maybe like Mario 3 is really good. I'm trying to think if there's like a good Zelda one. But you can do Zelda levels in any order. I'm talking like really old shit. Maybe A Link to the Past. Going into the castle, that's like, because you have to cut down the bush, and that allows you to know that there's like a like secrets, you know, you gotta do secrets. Super Metroid, maybe. I would say Super Metroid is a pretty good like introductory experience, at least. Maybe. It doesn't really have a level, obviously, because it's like open world or whatever, but like going down to the morph ball and then going to get the missiles, because you have to learn to like break the brick or blocks or whatever you want to call it to get the missiles. I don't know. I'm trying to think of other like good first levels. Maybe like Green Hill Zone for Sonic. That's a really good first level. I don't know. Let's see what he has. Contra's
Here's
pretty good,
Contra
for
from
sure.
Konami on the NES.
I got the
This
Contra
amazing running
collection.
gun also
I'm
has a great
terrible
first
at it.
stage,
Dude, I am
especially on the NES
fucking
here compared to
dog
the
shit
arcade
at
version.
Contra.
The first thing that you gotta watch out for are the bridges, which automatically blow up because they'd rather not exist than be touched
You
by your
people over
stick.
there in Europe
No
land
worries though, because you'll be fine.
got
Just be stuck in the water at the
Probotector,
bottom of the
right?
screen for
That's
a
what
bit
it was
before you
called.
can get out. But if you time it correctly, you can easily jump across the bridges before they
They
blow
like
up.
replaced
Doing
everything
this
with
will allow you
robots.
to get the coveted spread weapon earlier in the stage. This weapon is always fun to have, but you
Yeah,
can still
you
get
gotta
it a
have the
little
spread.
further into the stage as well. The classic music here really adds to the fun.
Oh, shit.
At the end of the short
Probotector.
stage, you come up against a fearsome first boss.
Dude,
a
I
giant wall of
I
dust.
love Contra. I am fucking dog shit at it though. I am so bad. I am so fucking awful at it. But it is fun.
How is a regular guy like you supposed to get past this? It even has a little guy on top trying to shoot at you. Be
Fuck
sure to
that
kill him
guy.
because he does
That
not deserve to
motherfucker.
live.
Fuck him.
Turns out that you're no regular guy. as
He's
this
killed
all
me
goes
more
down
than I
pretty
care to
easily.
admit.
The Japanese version of this
I
game
am
is even
pathetic,
cooler as
yeah.
it has an intro. The stage graphics are also slightly different. Once you get to the trees, you see the leaves are blowing around in the wind. This is because in Japan,
I did play the new Contra, and I beat it, and I think it's really fucking cool. Like, not the fucking one with the panda or whatever, but the new Contra, if you haven't tried it, Operation Galuga, highly recommended. I really enjoyed my time with that game. Konami actually did something right. Operation Galuga, highly recommended. The coolest thing is they actually have like a story mode or whatever, and they incorporated the Probotector, your fucking pansy-ass European no blood kind of thing. Like, it's all robots. But I think it's really cool that they actually did incorporate Probotector into the story. That I don't know, I like that kind of shit. I didn't have it installed. Okay, yeah. No, I spent a little time on that. I really enjoyed it.
Japan, the game used a special chip made by Konami, but Nintendo wouldn't let them use that chip for the
Fuck
console outside of
Nintendo.
Japan.
I mean, I'm
Nintendo
gonna get the
didn't
Switch
have any
too, but
equivalent chips for them to use at the time, so they had to remake some of the graphics.
I
Either way,
love
this is a short
Nintendo
but fun
games,
first
but I hate
stage.
the fucking company. I think most people are like that though.
Super C from Konami came out a few years later.
I haven't
Contra
really
became a
played
bad
most
word
of
for a few
these,
years
like
back
Super
then,
C.
so
I'm
they had to
familiar
censor
with
the title.
regular
But this
Contra.
first stage doesn't mess around. You start out by rappelling down from a helicopter during sunset. It's a lot more challenging.
it's
than
a
the
fucking
first stage of
video
the
game.
original game.
Like,
there
it's
are guys jumping all around all
a-
over the place.
a
Enemy
video
fire is
game.
coming at you from a lot more directions as well. You need to get a feel for how the game.
You know, it's bullshit. Like, if this was made today, well, I don't know. I can't say that. But if it was made with today's sensibilities, it'd be like, pay $2 to update or to get the spread, whatever upgrade. Fuck, dude, fuck games today. There are some good free games out there. I'm not gonna lie. Like, there are some. I think people are coming to their senses after Marvel Rivals fucking curb stomped Overwatch, but this is like, oh, pay $3 for an extra life.
game flows in order to avoid it all. It's very similar, but slightly different than the first game. This stage has more verticality as it scrolls diagonally up as you advance. And once again, the music is great.
They fucked
You can get a
themselves
cool
calling
flame
this
weapon which
Super
bursts when
C.
hitting its target to damage surrounding
Because that's
foes.
what the Super
You get to the
Nintendo
boss, and it's
version
no
should have been
wimpy wall,
called.
but instead a big helicopter
But,
loaded with guns. It's actually not very
They
dangerous.
kinda jumped the
guys
gun
that are
on that
jumping
one.
at you during this attack are the far bigger threat. Just keep shooting at the giant zit on the helicopter and it'll go
Yeah.
down without much
I wonder
fuss.
where its sweet spot is. Who would have thought?
When Contra arrived on the Super NES as Contra
he's
3,
doing a
it also
trilogy
came
of
with
Contra?
A
Okay,
fantastic
fair
opening
enough.
stage.
Fair
This one
enough.
has it all. Right away, you find that you're going to need to have some nimble reflexes to get through this
Yeah.
game. Even the dogs want you dead.
Fuck
You get
those
to
dogs.
experiment with most of the weapons and both of your
This
weapon
is
slots.
the
Soon,
Super
you'll find
Nintendo
yourself
game, right?
fighting the
I'm pretty
first
sure.
boss from the original Contra game. It goes down, but the stage continues.
Oh shit.
Now you're riding in a tank-like vehicle, shooting powerful shots and running
That's
over
cool. I really like it when games do that, whenever they call back to old games, but then they elaborate on it. Super Metroid does that whenever you go down the original escape, and then you have to go through the old Mother Brain, like final boss area of Metroid 1. I love that kind of shit.
Enemies like bugs. And then another first boss. What? This is crazy. Okay. These aren't bosses. Not even mini bosses in this game. But soon, you do get to an actual mini boss. A scary tank.
Uh-oh.
No problem. It goes down easy, just like my first girlfriend. Get past that and you arrive at your first opportunity to strike a pose while an airplane made out of genuine Mode 7 flies in, bombs everything, and now the stage is on fire. Oh.
It's made out of genuine Mode 7.
Man, this game is intense.
I love it.
Then you need to make your way through the fire without touching it.
Made out of Mode 7.
Soon, you arrive at the second opportunity to strike a pose as the flames surround you.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, you're a badass.
Fuck yeah,
the
dude.
fire goes out on
Let's
its
go.
own, and now you're finally at the stage boss. He can't decide what resolution he wants to be as he keeps getting blocky. But you can give him some of your bombs, which utilizes the console's amazing transparency abilities. Keep hitting his resolution-changing ass in his heart, and he'll be done for.
That's pretty funny.
Such a great start to an amazing game.
I'm gonna be real, I've played this game and I can't get past the first stage. I'm telling you, I'm fucking awful at Contra. Like, I know my limits, and that is one of them. Oh,
Contra
four.
Hardcore on the Genesis also
Four
starts out
Contras.
extremely well. You begin
Damn,
by
dude.
choosing a character.
I wonder if Joe likes Contra. We got 4 in a row.
Then you're thrust into the dingy world and you quickly discover that blast processing has been applied to the Contra series for the first time ever.
Oh, is this
The music here isn't
Genesis?
as good as
I've
any of
never
the
played
previous
the
games.
Genesis version.
This game is kidding around even less than Super C or Contra 3. It absolutely wants to show you the game over screen as quickly as it can. Here, you can collect
And
and
it
select between
probably
all of
would
the
for
weapons
me.
rather than just carrying one or two. There are lots of big enemies to mow down as well. Soon, you're at the first mini-boss, a little fire-spewing spider thingy. Once you beat him, he gets
Hate that
upset
guy.
and thrusts
Never
himself
played
into a
it.
building
Hate
which
it.
falls over using the amazing Mode 7 abilities of the Sega Genesis. Actually, that's not
Ooh.
Mode 7, but instead pure blast processing.
Processing.
You climb up to the top and wow, look at that giant robot back there. What is he doing? Holy crap, he's destroying the city!
Dude, that's
Wait,
badass.
Where did he go? Oh dear God, he came over
He's
here.
right there,
And now
man.
You need to fight him. He bounces
yeah.
around a
That-
lot, but
that looks
he goes
fun.
down pretty easy. He's
That
just
actually
another
looks
mini
really
boss.
cool.
Granted, he's
I like. Is this like a weapon upgrade thing? Can you switch between your different weapons? That's super cool. Genesis does what Nintendo don't.
not exactly mini. Not far ahead is the stage boss who has a few tricks up his sleeve for you to discover. Beat him
That
and the
looks
game lets
fun.
you make a choice on where to go next. This stage is a great introduction to the ass kicking you're about to receive.
Okay.
Here's Road Avenger from
Never heard of it.
Renovation on the Sega CD.
Never heard of
Every
it.
stage in this game is amazing, but this first one really lets you know what you're in for. You start out driving down the street when suddenly other drivers start
That's
trying
wild.
to cut you off. Honestly, that's kind of
Sega
rude.
CD.
You let them know how you feel about that by plowing into them, causing their fiery demise. There's no way they can be
Nice.
pulled from those wrecks before they burn to a crisp. You make
I
your
had
way
a
into town
Sega
and this
CD
stupid
and a
bus is in the way.
32X.
So you take to the sidewalk
all
and casually end the
compiled
lives of these
together
three
into a
girls.
fucking
Seriously, they should have
Frankenstein
known better, so really it's their
engine
fault.
or Frankenstein
Then you're
Genesis.
on the pier because it's a shortcut, and you take out all of the people and this motorcycle who happens to be there for some reason. Well, he shouldn't have been there because now he's dead. Then you plow into the hotel lobby because, I don't know, why the hell not?
Why not?
Be careful
Yeah,
of the
fuck
semi
it.
backing up with this toddler wandering right into your path. I hope he's okay, but does it really matter? Then it's
Yeah.
on to the beach
It's,
because you are
Darwin
insane.
Awards.
Other cars try to stop you from causing too much damage, but you quickly turn them into smoldering wrecks.
It reminds me, I don't know if you've watched it, but Invincible. Like, if you haven't watched Invincible, you're in for a hell of a ride. That shit is fucking wild.
An amazing stage.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I had both. I was a fucking little spoiled child. You haven't watched Invincible, dude? You gotta fucking watch Invincible. Like, you got to. It's. I don't know if you've seen The Boys, but it's like The Boys, but even more fucked up than that. Like, it's. It, they just ended season 4. There's some super fucked up shit in that series.
This next series has some great opening levels as well, but
All right.
mainly in the 16-bit era, I feel.
Oh fuck yeah, dude. Favorite Castlevania all time, Super Castlevania 4, not even a question. I actually got the Castlevania collections, and for the first time ever, I never had it on my I think it was on the DS. Maybe it was on Game Boy Advanced. It was on the DS because I played Dawn of or hold on. Castlevania DS games. Right. I had Order of Ecclesia and Dawn of Sorrow. I never played Portrait of Ruin until like maybe 6 months ago or whenever the fuck it came out. I really enjoyed Portrait of Ruin. Like, oh my god, that motherfucking game is like $130. Holy shit. I really enjoyed Portrait of Ruin. I like the fact that you control 2 characters and you could have them both out at once, or you could do one or the other. It like gave you a lot of ways to play the game. And nobody ever really talks about it. People talk about Order of Ecclesia and Dawn of Sorrow. Nobody ever talks about Portrait of Ruin, and I really liked it. I liked my time with it. But Super Castlevania 4, nothing can beat. Like not there's not even like a competition. Super Castlevania 4 is so fucking good.
How about Super Castlevania 4
the
on the
music,
Super
too?
Nintendo from Konami? Now, this isn't to say that the previous Castlevanias didn't have great first stages,
Sure.
but this one deserves special mention.
He's
you start
right.
out in a small area stocking up on a few things, when suddenly you get to the drawbridge, which is powered by the Super NES's absolutely mind-blowing Mode 7 abilities that took the world
Gotta
by
have
storm
Mode
at the
7.
time. I always try to stay on as long as I can, but you've got to be careful because you can jump over it and die.
Oh,
Then
can
you're in
you?
the courtyard,
Dude,
finally
the
killing
music
evil
is
undead
so good.
skeletons and, of course, bats. There's always bats. This gives you the opportunity to get used
I
to
never
Simon
really
Gate
played
with your
this
whip.
until college
Soon you're
either.
in a more dingy part of the courtyard
Like, I
with
never
stairs
played
that
it
go
back in
up,
the day.
down, and all around. Eventually,
I'm
you get
kind
to
of
this grapple
ashamed
thingy,
about
which
that.
lets you swing on your whip. Better practice this a bit until you get the hang of it because you will absolutely need this skill in this game. Just a few steps later, you get to put your new skill to
God,
the test.
it's so
If
good.
you can't do it, your
I want to
adventure
play it
ends
right
here.
now, just watching
Then it's
this.
down you go, all while listening to the excellent first stage music called Theme of Simon.
Hell yeah, dude.
Next is the purple part, which is purple. You can find something hidden in the wall here. And here you can use another skill, simply letting your limb whip hang loose, which somehow kills enemies. I love it.
Hell yeah.
And wind
No other game has ever had that. Well, as far as I know.
up at the boss where you hear some amazing symphonic music that lets you know this game is not kidding around.
Dude, I love it. I love it so much.
At least with the presentation, the boss is actually pretty easy. This is a great intro to not only one of the very best Castlevanias, but one of the best games on the console in my opinion.
Oh shit. They have a fucking VG lead sheets for it. Oh my gosh. Hold on. This site is what I go to like play my saxophone. You're in. Here we go. We're coming to it. It's only got a sharp too, dude. It's super badass. I didn't know this was on there. Dude, oh my god. I'm gonna have to play this in a little bit. That's so cool. I didn't know that was on there. I'm glad it is. Hell yeah, dude.
Not to
Rondo
be
of
outdone,
Blood.
Dracula X or Castlevania Rondo of Blood on the PC Engine Super CD-ROM makes an amazing first impression.
The first time I ever played this was on the PSP, I think. Yeah, I think it was like this never got an American release until the PSP. If I could be mistaken about that, but I don't really know anything about this game.
The game
It
starts-
isn't. Yeah, this one is with Richter. This is like the precursor to Symphony of the Night, right? Because the end of this game is the very beginning of Symphony of the Night. Like, what is a man but a miserable, what does he say? A miserable pile of secrets or something?
with a cool intro, part of which is playable. But the
Yeah.
first stage is a town that's on fire. You're greeted with graphics that are uncommonly good for the platform.
A miserable little pile of secrets, have at you.
The next screen has a sign
Classic.
that tells you what town you're in. It's Algiba, the same town from Castlevania 2.
Ooh.
That's awesome. You
It
move
is
forward
cool.
battling monsters accompanied by some fantastic
It
music,
is
which is
cool.
a staple of the series.
Super cool.
Once you get here, you have a choice, which isn't obvious. You'll most likely go through the door on the right. Eventually, you'll fight these giant rock dudes. Then you get to the first boss, who is a cool fire-breathing dragon.
Hell
Time
yeah.
to kick his ass. Beat him, and you end up in this stage. Neat. However, back in
Neat.
that room, if you choose to instead go left and break the walls, a different adventure awaits.
Ooh,
You'll find yourself
that's
fighting
cool.
a giant plant who very much does not seem to appreciate dying. Then you're on a bucket trolley getting power-ups.
I love the bucket
Who love
trolley.
power-ups? Next thing you
I
know,
love the
you're
bucket
fighting
trolley.
the alternate stage 1 boss.
That's
a
really
completely
cool.
different beast. Beat him,
my
and
God.
you move on to
Holy shit.
the alternate stage 1 boss, a completely different.
Dude, this game goes hard. Oh my god. You have like decaying Jesus on the cross? Holy fuck, dude. I gotta play this game. Holy shit, this game.
beast.
Some metal shit
Beat
right
him,
there.
and you move on to this stage instead of the other stage 2. Awesome. Everything about this first stage is incredibly fun.
God damn. Gotta get the orb. Damn. That decaying Jesus on the fucking cross.
Castlevania
is
Symphony of
wild.
the Night on the PlayStation knows that the previous game, which I just talked about by the way, was a winner. You start out by going up the stairs into Dracula's den. The secret staircase is even here, but there's nothing up there that you can really use. After some world-class voice acting,
I was called here by you.
you're now playing the final battle of the previous
Oh,
game.
yeah.
Yeah, sure, they ripped it off.
I
from
was
Wonder Boy
right,
3
I
on
was
the Sega
right.
Master
Okay.
System, but it's still awesome. And like Wonder Boy 3, this version is a lot easier, but it's still lots of fun. If you can't quite do it, Maria will come in and help you. It's not much, but this first
Yep.
interaction with the game lets you know that you're in for something very special indeed.
I played Symphony of the Night way after I had played a lot of other Castlevanias. So I'm not like, I have a hot take. They're like, I'm a big like Dawn of Sorrow, Circle of the Moon fan. I think they're better than this, and I know that's a hot take, but it's because I don't like, I didn't play this one when it came out. I know I'm a piece of shit. I'm not saying it's bad either. Like, I love Symphony of the Night, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't hold that like prestige in my mind that it does with other people that like played it. And I've heard similar things about people like playing Ocarina of Time like way later in their life. Like, Ocarina of Time to me is one of the best games ever made, obviously, but like, that's people play like Twilight Princess or whatever, and they're like, oh, that's better. And I understand that a lot of this is supported by like nostalgia.
No, it cannot be.
Great game though. I'm not shitting on the game in any way, shape, or form.
It's Batman Returns from Sega on the Sega CD. This first stage
I've
here
heard this
easily
is
the best
really
stage in the
good.
game.
I had a Sega CD. I think I had Sonic CD and Lunar. I think that's the only two Sega CD games I had. This one looks really fun though. Is the best. I respect it. I kind of divide up Zelda into 3 different types. I have like the top-down Zeldas, I have 3D Zeldas, and I have the open world ones. Like, well, there's only 2 in there. Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. Tears of the Kingdom is fucking amazing. I would say, well, nothing in my eyes will ever beat Zelda 2, but that is a pure like first game ever played, defined my life kind of game. I don't even like put it into any category when I'm talking about Zelda. Top down, I would agree with you, Link to the Past. My favorite 3D Zelda is Twilight Princess, and my favorite like open world Zelda is Tears of the Kingdom, but again, there's only 2 of them, so yeah. Actually, no, I take that back. My favorite 2D Zelda is A Link Between Worlds. Oh, no, fuck, dude. The new fucking Echoes of Wisdom came out, and I played that, and I fucking loved it because you play as Zelda, and Zelda's like my main in Smash, always has been, even when she was like F tier in Melee. I've always said A Link Between Worlds was my favorite 2D Zelda. And specifically because it is a direct sequel to A Link to the Past. A Link to the Past like defined my like 7 to 11-year-old self. I love A Link to the Past, and then when they finally came out with A Link Between Worlds, like it like rekindled that little kid energy in me. But fuck, man, I had a really good time with Echoes of Wisdom. But that may just be because I've always wanted like a good game to play as Zelda. I don't know. They're all good. Like even the shittiest Zelda is like kind of decent. Not the CDI thing, but yeah. Anyway, fuck, dude, I haven't even thought about that. Ooh, that's gonna fucking break my mind. Do I like A Link Between Worlds or Echoes of Wisdom better? That's a hard question.
First, you slowly enter the Batmobile with the Sega CD's bootleg Mode 7 abilities. Then you see Batman having some fairly significant issues keeping the car driving in a straight line. And then we fake Mode 7 right into his face.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Now the gameplay begins with you driving
I hear
the
this game is
Batmobile in
really
a true
good.
testament to the Sega
Never
CD's
played it,
power.
though.
Not only does it look insanely cool for its time, but it's fun too. But the first time you play this, it can seem pretty tough. The stage has 6 segments, and in each segment you need to destroy all of the enemies, which are represented by the red blocks on the bottom. Kill them all, and on to the next segment you go, getting some health back in the process. Be sure to hit some of the trash cans to get some extra heat-seeking missiles.
It reminds me of Road Rash. Specifically Road Rash 2, and I played the fuck out of that game. Me and my friends way back in the day, like whenever I lived in, well, near Houston, Texas. Dude, I had a lot of fun with Road Rash 2.
The third segment is the mini-boss who springs his face out at you. Just avoid it and keep shooting at him. Each
pretty cool.
segment has slightly different graphics on the sides of the road, and the music is excellent, even though it has nothing to do with the movie the game
This is
based
not
on.
like completely a driving game though. I believe there are some
The
like
sixth and final segment is the
side-scrolling
boss
elements.
fight. This one is tricky for a first boss. Ladders will pop out on the sides, and you need to ram all 6 of the evil firefighters off of them, 3 on each side. After that, you can shoot him with your guns and missiles, and down he goes. The following stages are all a bit too difficult to be much fun, but this first one is fantastic.
Don't know. Doesn't Batman like not kill people? Because it seems like he's killing a fuckload of people right now.
Or how about Estelle from Sega on the Saturn? This
I have never, well, I have played a Sega Saturn once in my life. You know, it was at my grandparents, and like they were like, "Oh, there's a kid your age in this town. Go play with him." And I did, and he had a Sega Saturn. That is my only like hands-on experience with it because it didn't have like an actual Sonic game. I have heard of this game, and I heard it's pretty good.
This is a 32-bit 2D action game that blew me away with its backgrounds that look like paintings, much in the same way that Magician Lore did.
Otherwise,
a
though,
few years prior.
no Sonic,
but
no
these
buy.
backgrounds are definitely next level. All of the stages in this game look great, but this one really wowed me with the potential of 32-bit. You pull things up from the ground and zoom out, and then you toss the thing at enemies, crushing them. This causes the screen to scale back in.
I mean,
awesome.
I remember wanting the I wanted Nights into Dreams because people were like, oh, it's Sonic the Hedgehog, but like flying around, and it wasn't. I had it on the Wii, and then I got the real game. I think they ported the real game over to something, and it's fine. Like it sure as fuck isn't Sonic the Hedgehog though. But what I do remember is the Sega Saturn controller that looked like a goddamn like a big ass circle. Or is it? I mean, it's a good controller for sure. Well, this one is anyway. Where's the big fucking... There it is. That's what I remember. Dude, when I was a little kid, I thought that was the most fucking mind-blowing thing ever. It looking at it now as a 38, nearly 39-year-old, it looks awful. It looks fucking horrendous. But as a kid, you know, bigger is better, and like, oh my god, look at that controller, it's so good. Oh god damn it. I hate life. I wanted it so bad. The 3D control pad. And you can clearly see the Dreamcast influence. Like, it's clearly there, like that big circle thing. Dude, I love the Dreamcast. But, come on. Come on.
Not only that, but the music is excellent.
It looks fun. Like, I would play it. I don't even know if there's like a Saturn
All you need
emulator.
to do is make it to the end of this first segment.
Interesting.
Now we're in some caves,
there?
and again, the music is top-notch, and the lights keep fading up and down. It honestly feels like they're applying lighting effects onto the 2D graphics somehow.
Oh, there is.
Wow, 32-bit will surely bring us tons of awesome 2D games like this,
Huh.
right?
Interesting.
You keep needing to
Did
duck
not
when
know
the
that.
bats fly by, but sometimes your exciting bird friend can take them all out with the press of a button. The stage ends in a boss fight whose life
looks
bar
pretty
is
fun.
represented by a crystal. Nothing too challenging here, but you do get the hang of your attacks. I always enjoy playing through the first stage of this one.
It does look pretty good.
This next game is one where, when I think about it, I really only think about the first level. I mean, it blew me away
Sonic
so
Adventure.
much at the time, and
Sonic
honestly,
Adventure.
it still holds up really well.
Yep. Oh, who called
It
it?
would be
Who called
criminal
it?
not to include Sonic
called it?
Adventure on the Dreamcast in this episode. After the intro, which includes a short playable stint fighting a bad guy, you set off to the first stage,
Yep.
Emerald Coast.
Emerald Coast.
Man, this stage sure lets us know that Sonic is
It's
back
r-
and in full force, better than ever. Sega wasn't messing around with Sonic on the Dreamcast like they did on the Saturn.
Yep.
You've got extremely fast-moving,
Yep.
colorful, and detailed graphics.
I bought a lot of Sonic games recently on the Steam sale. I love Sonic Adventure. It's my favorite 3D Sonic game. And a lot of people like Sonic Adventure 2. I'm gonna hot take here. I like it. It's fine. I'll play it. But they did my boy Tails wrong because they wanted to have parity with like the light or the good guys and the bad guys. So they had like Sonic and Shadow, and then Knuckles and Rouge, but then they fucking put Tails in his own little like mech to have parody with Dr. Robotnik because he was in a mech. Don't like that. Hated it. I love Tails, and putting him in a mech like fucking soured the whole game for me. I mean, it's still fun. Like I've played through it several times, but
Sonic Control's great. Well, I mean,
Sonic
he did
Adventure
for the
1
time.
is like
it was crazy
very,
seeing Sonic like this
very
after wondering
good.
what he'd be like in a proper 3D game. Hell, they even gave him a new look.
Yeah.
This stage has some memorable scenes, especially running on this
I
bridge,
love
which
Sonic
is
Adventure
very
1.
unstable thanks to the nearby killer whale. And this killer whale would prefer it if you did not exist. So the whale chases you while
Yeah.
absolutely wrecking his own
The whale
environment
is
while the
pretty
camera
good.
switches view angles.
I kind of want to
What
play
a
it now.
crazy sequence this is. There are also plenty of other familiar Sonic things like running in loops and all that. There aren't many enemies to worry about in the stage as the game lets you get acquaintified with the controls. Well, that's not what I wrote. Acquainted with the controls.
Acquaintified.
Moving on.
I like that word.
There are a
I'm
couple
gonna
of
use that
different
word
musical
now.
themes at play here, and both are
Acquaintified.
excellent with the best music in a Sonic game yet.
I disagree. I disagree with the music. I don't like the new 3D music. Give me the Sega Genesis music, or what do y'all call it over there in fucking EU land, Master System. No, I really like Crush 40, I guess, is fine, you know, because they were trying to be like, oh, super hip because Sonic has attitude or whatever, and he's like, oh, cool and everything. But nah, dude, give me the old Genesis music any time of the day versus whatever this is. It's like punk music.
I can play this first stage over and over, and I think I might like it more than most of the other stages in the game.
Mega, yeah. I actually recently. Oh, dude, come on! Genesis is only the name on it. Dude, Genesis sounds way better than Mega Drive. I'll die on that hill. Okay, Sonic Adventure 2. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's fine. I'm the only person that thinks about that. I'm the only person. So I'm a huge Sonic guy. Like I am. I distanced myself from the fandom in the late 90s because dude, Sonic fans are fucking weird. They're weird. But the name is Mega. No, I gotcha. Dude, Sonic spawned the furry culture, and there's a timeline when I could have been a furry. I'm not, but like there is a very probable timeline out there where I could have like gone head in with the Sonic culture and became a furry. Jesus fucking Christ. Furries are weird. They can do whatever they want. I don't really care. But like I don't I don't want to be associated with that shit in any way, shape, or form. I don't know where I was going with that, but Sonic culture is like super weird. And again, like Sonic Adventure 2 is fine. Oh, I know where I was going with it. I was saying I watch Sonic movies and they're like good fun or whatever. It's like I enjoy them. It pisses me off though that sorry, I'm about to like freaking go full autism on this. I guess I still am in the Sonic Club. Not that I'm autistic or whatever, but I really don't like it that they brought in Shadow in the third movie, and then the ending scene they had Amy in Metal Sonic, Mecha Sonic, whatever you want to call him. They should have been brought in the third movie, and maybe the fourth movie should have had Shadow. That's the autism coming out of me. It really fucking bothers me that, and I know why, because Shadow is like everyone loves him or whatever, but Amy and Metal Sonic should have had the spotlight in 3. Sorry.
But then Sonic Adventure 2 came out, also on the Dreamcast. Man, oh man, the first stage here is even better.
It's fun.
You can choose to play as either
yeah.
Hero or Dark when you begin the game. If you choose Hero, you start as Sonic, who escapes from a military helicopter, and you're taken to the
Crush
first
40.
stage, City Escape.
Yeah.
Using a piece of the helicopter, you're literally surfing down the streets of.
I mean, it's a fun
San
game.
Francisco.
I don't want to
to
shit on Sonic Adventure 2 too much.
Badass, even though this game came
But
out in 2001. If you touch a car, they go
One
flying through the
is
air,
better
killing all
in
of the
every
occupants.
way.
Get out of
in
my
my
way! I'm
opinion.
Sonic the Hedgehog. Pretty soon you wind up on foot. The first stage here gives you a lot more to do than the first stage in the original Sonic Adventure. There are
But you
quite a
don't
few
have the
enemies
killer
to take out
whale.
with your homing attack. You can also grind rails on extremely lengthy staircases because, again, Sonic is a 90s badass. You can even flip around on bars to fly higher and farther, which is super fun. There's more precarious platforming here than the first stage from the first game, but nothing very
He's
dangerous.
right. He's right.
And not to be outdone, they made sure something chases you here as well.
It's a
This
good
time
first
it's a giant
stage.
truck that doesn't care about anything else except running.
He's
you
not
over.
wrong.
Run under a bridge and then he gets taken out. Oh, and during this level, you get to listen to a fun and energetic song which makes this stage really stand out. If you choose the dark side, you play as Dr. Robotnik
Fuck
or
him.
Eggman or whatever they were calling him during this.
No, it's Ivo, Eggman, Robotnik. Like, that was a big thing. In Japan, they called him Eggman. In the rest of the fucking, like, sensible world, they called him Dr. Robotnik. But then they were like, oh, he's Dr. Ivo, Eggman, Robotnik. And, you know, whatever. I guess it pleases everyone.
This time. The first stage here isn't bad or anything.
I never
but it's
liked the
certainly not
Eggman
classic.
thing, but
Sonic Adventure 2's City
whatever.
Escape stage came as a demo disc with Phantasy Star Online.
it did. Oh my god, we got a Phantasy Star Online drop. Name drop there. Phantasy Star Online is probably the game that I've spent the most hours on. It's... I cannot accurately express how much of my life was dedicated to Phantasy Star Online, going online, with the Dreamcast like modem. Dude, that shit took up a lot of my time, and then it came out on GameCube where you could do 4-player split screen. Like, versus hours played of like what's your favorite game ever, it would be Phantasy Star Online. Jesus Christ, I pumped so much time into that game.
And I'd play that again and again, getting super good at it. In my opinion, it's the best stage in the game and so incredibly memorable.
I disagree. I like the forest stage. Yep, that's nostalgia.
Radiant Silvergun from Treasure
Never
on
heard of it.
Saturn opens up like no other shooter.
Never
I
heard of
imported
it.
This one
Don't
back
know.
when it was released and was blown away, and I still am to this day.
My favorite shooter is Ikaruga. I'm horrible at it, but I love it. I haven't really played any other games like this, but Ikaruga, I like that game. It's a fun one.
Despite being quite out of practice. It's a vertical shooter where each button fires a distinctly different weapon. It starts
cool.
out with some anime drama. Normally, I don't care much for anime drama or narration in my games, but damn if it doesn't work well here.
You gotta have big titty anime women. If you don't, come on. Like, what the fuck was that girl?
Button fires a distinctly different weapon. It starts out with some anime.
What is this? What is this in the bottom left? What the fuck am I looking at?
Drama. Normally, I don't care much
Or
for
bottom
anime
right,
drama
not
or
left.
narration
Sorry.
in my games, but damn if it doesn't work well here.
It looks fun. It's fine.
It all adds to the intensity of the situation, which is laid on thick, thanks to Hitoshi Sakimoto's excellent score. The first stage is extremely long and divided up into several segments, which the game calls stages, but hey, for this one, I'm going until the game stops to load another stage. This stage, and hell, the entire game is a visual masterpiece, showcasing Mode 7-like scaling and rotation that puts Mode 7 to shame. Don't worry, there are several polygonal objects here as well. Sometimes they're in the background, but mostly it's the bosses. These bosses don't look like anything, really, just odd shapes piled together. That's
They remind me of Star Fox bosses, like on the Super Nintendo.
okay, though. It still looks cool, and there are tons of bosses
Ish.
to fight here. I mean, it is a treasure game after all. There are various nooks and crannies that you'll fly through, which demand that you learn which buttons fire which weapons if you hope to make it through without losing a ship or two. Eventually, you'll get to a
looks
super
fun,
tough
for
boss.
sure.
Then you beat it. Surely that's the end of the stage, right? Hell
Right.
no, you keep going. Check out this showpiece boss where you have to hide behind the pillars in order to escape his evil death ray. This boss definitely makes a statement with its cool design and tactics. Surely this is the end of the stage. No, quit being
on.
stupid.
I'll add it to the list. Devil Blade reboot. It's not a thing I need to watch, but it's again, I haven't. I'll check it out for sure.
There's more. The final boss of the stage is this guy, attacking as you fly up the side of the tallest building ever constructed. Damn, this game is amazing, and this first stage is the perfect introduction to it.
They're going up a building. That's funny. The tallest building ever constructed. That's funny. You know what I know what the fuck I'm gonna do after this. I'm gonna play the Radical Dreamers, the chrono game between Trigger and Cross. I've never played it. I don't know why I just thought of that, but that's what I'm gonna do after this.
Here's what
It's
on the
like a
Genesis from Sega.
text-based
This
game
might
or
seem like
something.
an
I
odd
don't
choice
know.
in such an episode, but I'll explain. You start out as a wimpy human cop who can
I
only
never heard
fire
of
his
this
gun,
game.
but the
I have no
control
idea
and
about it.
precision with him feels really good. The first level is quite well designed, if a bit short. You have some platforming elements that are fun, and really the whole thing is reminiscent of
Well, the whole thing is reminiscent of America today because it seems like you're a cop and you're just shooting everyone, like, without repercussions or anything. So it's like modern day America.
Shinobi-style gameplay. There are only 2 stages where you play as a human, and the second stage where you do this is a bit of a slog. On stage 3, you get turned into a dollar store RoboCop. He has new weapons and stuff, and is cool, but he's larger and
Here, look at this. Have you seen this meme? Americans, after learning a group of fish is called a school. So it's such a fucked up meme. He has a gun and he's shooting the school of fish. It's so sad. It like, what the fuck life are we living? A group of fish is called a school of fish. American dude. I'm gonna get banned for that probably. It's so fucking like, it's so sad because it's true. When when Americans find out a group of fish is called a school. Yeah, I mean it is. It is. It's so fucked up, dude. Like what can you do? If you can't laugh at yourself, who can you laugh at, you know? It's so fucked up. If I actually had any kind of following on any of these platforms, I would probably get banned for showing that. But whatever.
controls quite a bit more sloppily, plus he has a bigger hitbox. I wish there were more stages where I could play as a human in this game, and this first stage is the best human stage. I always
So
loved playing
stupid.
through it, whereas I could take or leave the
I
rest
don't
of
even.
the game.
What the fuck
I like
game
how you
is
jump
this?
all the way down several stories before the boss fight.
I don't even know what he's talking
Why
about
do they
here.
need to make me into a robot? I'm already badass.
Whatever. Looks fun, you know. Whatever. God, I hate this country.
ActRaiser from Enix on
I need to go back and finish this game because they re-released it. I had never played ActRaiser before, but it is so fucking good. The re-release, I fucking loved. I got near the end, and for whatever reason, I didn't finish it. And like right now, where I had to replay it, or where I had to play it, I would replay it. And I know it comes from the Super Nintendo. In fact, I play. Hold on. I play a song. Go to VG lead sheets, and there's a ActRaiser here. Is it film? No, it's not Fillmore. I think I play like Birth of the People. Very, very good song. Yeah, you can see I've watched it. I really like that song. It's like a Bach kind of thing. What a great fucking song. I love that song. It's so good. Never played the game before in my life when I learned about that song, too. ActRaiser, one of the gems.
On the Super NES has an incredible opening. This is a hybrid action and sim game where you name your character and all that good stuff. You can move around on the map, but there's only one thing to do at the beginning, and that's fight the monsters.
Hell yeah.
Am I ready? Hell yes, I'm ready.
Fuck
Mode
yeah,
7
dude.
spins you towards your destination, and you know
Mode
you're in
7.
for a huge treat.
Dude, I missed out.
These action sequences are fun, and I love the control here.
I missed out, man. It's a like a real-time strategy and a side-scrolling like 2D kind of thing. I can't believe I never played this until the remake.
The
Really?
gameplay is pumped up by the incredible music by Yuzo Koshiro, which is full
I-
of
I-
energy, making
man,
you
I
wanna
love
scream
it.
out, hell yeah, the Super NES is
I
awesome!
think it's so fun. And the music's
This
super
stage
dope, too.
isn't that long, but it doesn't really need to be. You make it to the first boss encounter in the game, once again with incredible music and sound effects
No,
that
it's
just fill you
I really recommend like putting a little time into it. Or you could just watch me play the reboot, which I could do now. Wait, what was I gonna do? Oh, it was gonna play Chrono. Right. No, I had always heard about the game, and I thought it was really cool that it was like an RTS, but it was like side-scrolling thing. Yeah, I don't know about that. I like full transparency. I haven't played the Super Nintendo version. I don't know like what is different or what isn't. I've only played like the remake on Switch, but damn, fuck, now I want to play it. Is it on Steam? Can I buy it? Is it like decently cheap?
It's over quickly, but
Like
you
30
knew
bucks.
this was a special game after playing this stage.
I'll buy it. I'll buy it. I'll play it right now. The music is so fucking good. I'll buy it. I'm buying it right now. I'll play the fuck out of it at work too. I take my I got a Steam Deck. Highly recommended. Actually, I got a Steam Deck because my employee page or it's so weird. Like, can you imagine me as a fucking boss? The only the only way it works is that Paige knows all about the internet lolcows and all this like analog horror shit. Like, she's basically me. Like, she's 23, I'm 38. But like, we go on YouTube and watch the same shit, and she like introduced me to a bunch of like weird fucking lolcows and stuff like that, and a bunch of analog horror things. Anyway, she had a Steam Deck, and I tried it out. I'm like, God damn it, dude, I gotta get one, and I got a Steam Deck, and you know what? One of the best purchases I've ever made. Like, whenever we have downtime at the planetarium, I'm in my office like playing like Sonic Mania or Humankind or something. I'll get ActRaiser Renaissance. That's what it's called. Yeah, okay. There's $30 down the drain. So I bought the game twice now. I'm always like trying to think of like how many times I buy games. I think Sonic Mania is probably the number one. I think I bought that game 6 or 7 times. I know I've bought it at least 3 times on the Switch. I know I bought it on the PlayStation 4. I bought it on a Steam sale whenever they were doing the Sonic sale. I think I might have it on something else. And the reason I bought it like 2 or 3 times on the Switch is because I bought the physical version, I bought the digital version, and then I bought the physical version of Sonic Mania Encore. I don't know. Nah, dude. I wish like okay, so in the morning times we have uh like field trips and shit, and I like she knows how to click on a movie. And I'm not that's not saying anything bad about her or whatever. Like she's amazing. Um she taught me like about the system, but I know my shit. I give Star Tours and stuff. So like whenever a big or whenever a like a school has a field trip, I go there and we play them the videos and everything. And then I go out there and I put up the night sky for like tonight. And I'm like, hey, you can go outside and do this. And I give them like a star tour of like, oh, this is Orion. He's fighting Taurus the Bull. Orion, the constellation of Orion, is a hunter, and he has a dog near him, Canis Major. And then we go to Canis Minor, which like we call the weenie dog, and that always gets the little kids to laugh. And then we go up to Gemini, and like Mars is in Gemini, and I tell them that, and Gemini's like I pointed out. And then we go over to Auriga with Capella, and then we go back down to Taurus, which is the bull that Orion is fighting. So like that's why they hired me, because I know like my night sky, and I'm actually also a full-time professor as well again, so I do also teach. Uh so yeah, I mean she in the afternoons we have like walk-ins, like whoever wants to come see. At 1 and 2 we have the Artemis project, and then at 3 o'clock um I bought a license to a new video. It's called the Astrophotographer, and it's like all these like cool pictures and shit like displayed upon the dome. A lot of people seem to like that. So yes, she does the work, but I'm the person that like has to manage the budget. What do I want to buy? I do the star tours. I do like the actual astronomy shit. And she clicks on a movie and it plays. So it's that I mean, and that's like downplaying her. Like whenever we have people coming in there, and I've never had this before. I've never had an employee before. Um she like I tell people how to find the North Star, right? With the Big Dipper and everything. And I'm like, "Hey, Paige, put up the cardinal directions." She does that, and I'm like, "Okay, Paige, can you spin it around to the south so we can do like the winter circle?" And she does that. So like uh yeah, she's my operator. Like she's amazing. I don't just sit in my office. I mean, to be fair, I do quite a bit whenever we have downtime, but that's our dynamic. I'm not a fucking lazy piece of shit most of the time. I mean, I am, but you know, not all of the time. That's why they pay me the big bucks, right? I am the planetarium director of the largest planetarium in Texas. You know what I tell people though? I am the Neil deGrasse Tyson at home. If you know the meme. Like, Mom, I want Neil deGrasse Tyson. We have Neil deGrasse Tyson at home, and it's me. You know, I know my shit. I put myself in lifelong debt studying balls in space. So yeah, that's what I do at work, basically. And teach, obviously. Teach a Professor Evinglair. I got that back. At least I don't have to teach like regular physics. I love regular physics, but I don't like teaching it. Um, like what I do is all astronomy, all the time. No one on the fucking campus knows anything about astronomy. I am the guy. I like being a big fish in a little pond. It is the best. So, yeah. Anyway.
And there you go, some great opening levels that make an incredible first impression. Now, I'm not sure how popular this whole idea will be, so I want to thank you.
No, it's a good video. I enjoyed this video quite a bit.
Thank you. But if you all actually,
I have a
have more where that came from because there was no way I could include.
I have
them all
an
in a
interview
single
with
episode.
them,
and I want to ask you, what are some of your favorite first stages and why? Let me know. In the meantime, thank you for watching GameSack.
I love GameSack. I love Joe. It's so cool. I mean, he's not cool. He's a fucking nerd like I am. But I love GameSack because they do a bunch of games. Like, if you don't know GameSack, if anyone doesn't know GameSack that, like, happens to watch this, he does, like, weird fucking shit that I love. Like, that's no one out there does. Like, hidden gems on stuff. Like, better than the arcade. Like, the home ports that are better than the arcade. And, hacks, homebrews. I really like his new games for old consoles. Like, who the fuck is doing that? Nobody. Modern accessories for consoles, games that are better on a weaker console. Like, who the fuck is doing that on YouTube? Nobody. 2D games for modern consoles. He just does such, like, very interesting things that you cannot find anywhere else. Like, arcade versus console. He's like, okay, this is the arcade game, this is the console game. 3D franchises that went 2D. Like, come on. Like, you're not gonna find a more unique channel. 3D polygonal games on 16-bit consoles. Games that, yeah, he does games that push hardware limits. He has like 10 of them. It's super interesting to me. I actually haven't watched this. I know I was gonna play like the Chrono game, but I kind of want to watch this. Now that we're on the subject.
Hello and welcome to GameSack. Check it out.
And look
I'm
at
a
this shit.
16-bit 3D polygon.
Look, like, it's so unique.
Anyway, I thought it would be interesting to take a look at some titles that attempted 3D gameplay using polygons in the 16-bit era. None of these consoles were designed to do this, so it's definitely pushing hardware limits. Plus, it's interesting to see what types of games came out back then that, wanted to be 3D. Let's start with one that was only released in Japan.
Never heard of
Let's
it.
start with Star Cruiser
Well,
on the Genesis.
obviously, I don't
actually,
live in
the Mega
Japan.
Drive, since it was never released outside of Japan on the console. This was one of the very first polygonal efforts for the system, and in support of a game that was designed for Japanese home computers like the X68000. Fortunately, this was translated into English by fans so that we can fully enjoy it.
God bless those fans. I remember whenever they translated Mother 3. Dude, like, you got to. I mean, I think it's right up your alley. They just have... It's completely, like, retro shit most of the time. I mean, they throw in modern stuff every now and then, but, like... I am... Like, my YouTube sphere is, like, retro gaming. Like, I watch Game Chasers who are, like, 5 minutes away from me. GameSack. I used to watch Pat the NES Punk. He's a little bit of a dick. I actually interviewed him. Like, he knows his shit. And that's fine. Like, he does. He knows his shit. But, like, he's kind of a Kind of a pompous asshole, but yeah.
Most of the game takes
That's
place
kind
using
of
a
like the
first-person perspective,
sphere
and
that
as
I'm
a
in
result, the
on
world is
YouTube.
built using polygons. Yeah, they look pretty rough, mainly due to the weird textures that they chose, but you get used to it soon enough.
Let me see if I
This
can't
is a
find
science
those
fiction adventure
interviews.
game slash dungeon crawler. You first go to an enemy base to steal the Star Cruiser ship, and then you go to other enemy bases to rescue people, steal parts, and whatnot. In the space stations, you'll often need to find keys to unlock doors to the next segment. I recommend saving a lot in these areas because it can be easy to die. Even the town that you roam around in, if you can call it.
Look at this. This is when I was a fat fuck. Like, I've kind of become a fat fuck again a little bit. I probably should be walking right now. But there's a time when I looked pretty fucking good. This was not one of them. But 2017 was a different lifetime ago. And when I say interview, I'm okay, the interview is like, what's your top 3 favorite RPGs? It's not great, but look at 2017 me. God damn. Look, it's my interview with Joe from GameSec. God damn it. You motherfucker have dude, this guy right here, man, I was fucking fat as shit. I'm not even that fat right now. But he like this motherfucker right here. This is when I tried to be like a real YouTuber and like did shit and just didn't stream myself drunk like I am right now. But nobody watched, so it's like, what is the point?
We're here with Joe from GameSec. Dave couldn't be here because he's an idiot. Yeah.
He used to have a partner, but he like had a life and like a real thing, like kids and shit that he wanted to spend time with, so he left. But I did interview Joe.
All right, so
I don't even remember this.
What are your favorite RPGs like
And it's loud. Sorry. This was at a Retropalooza, which is like retro gaming convention.
My 3 favorite RPGs. I really like the original Phantasy Star on the Sega Master System.
So he says the original Phantasy Star on the Master System. What do you think about that? I know you were talking about Phantasy Star the other day. Is that like a good one? Honestly, my own, like, I played Phantasy Star 4, but my like real big entries into Phantasy Star was online, and I've already gushed about that. I know a lot of people don't like it because they want the turn-based thing back, but it is what it is.
I also like Phantasy Star 2, not as much as the original Phantasy Star.
So he said he likes Phantasy Star 2, not as much as the original.
And I really like Phantasy Star 4.
Phantasy Star 4, yeah, of course. That one's like the real big one, right? Like what's the title? Like the end of the universe or something? There's like a moniker for the end of the millennium, not the end of the universe, end of the millennium. That's like the big one, right? Like everyone, that's like up there with the best of the Final Fantasies.
Genesis, and that's up there with the original Phantasy Star. I think I like the original
Sure.
Phantasy Star more, but all those 3 are really good. I'm going to group those into one. I also like the Lunar series. Some people.
Lunar. I need to go back and play that. The last time I played the Lunar series was probably in high school. And I remember fucking loving it. I remember Dark Emperor Galleon. Galleon was like the big bad guy. That's kind of all I remember. I need to go back and play those. I even, like, back then, there was a company that ported over those RPGs, and they made these incredible fucking, like, boxes with all kinds of crazy shit in them. And I have the Lunar 2 one, or I did anyway. Working Designs was the name of the company. They did Alundra as well. Dude, I fell in love with Alundra. 1, not 2, 1. So I was like, oh my god, it's like Zelda, but better in every way. But we only got the 1.
Called Lunar for the Sega CD and also the PlayStation and Saturn. The first game was great. Eternal Blue.
That's Dreamcast guy in the background. Oh my god, I didn't even know that. I haven't watched this probably since I put this up on my other channel, which has 1,000 subscribers. I used to not be a piece of shit. Like, if I would have kept on with that channel, and not got divorced and lost all my friends, then I would have been, like, decently big. Yeah, Alundra is super good.
I feel was even better. Yeah, and it's good. Yeah, and I haven't gotten. I have the remakes on the PlayStation. I haven't gotten to Eternal Blue yet on the PlayStation. I haven't, but I just
Eternal Blue, yeah, Lunar 2, Eternal Blue.
I'm hoping that'll be just as good, but I don't think they changed it as much as the Silver Star story.
Yeah, they added a lot there. Did you ever play the remake for the PSP?
No, I haven't.
Don't.
Okay,
Don't.
so good.
Yeah, but
and then
I kind of still look the same, honestly. My freaking piece of shit talking to people. Dude, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. It's like, my brother-in-law at the time, he had a camera and he was like filming it. Dude, I had no idea. I was just like going up to random people like, what's your top 3 RPGs?
Picking a third one, that's hard. The first one that pops into my head.
How old was I in 2017?
I didn't play through it. From beginning to end is
31?
On the Genesis, which is kind of an action.
I guess 31.
Action RPGs count. Oh yeah. If action RPGs count, then I gotta include almost the entire Ys series.
Oh yeah, he's a big Ys fan. That's right. I've only ever played and completed one Ys game, and that was Lacrimosa of Donna, and it was fucking amazing. The music was great. Yeah, I'm ready for it. Do not tempt me with a good time. If it doesn't happen, I'm gonna blame it on you. I'm ready to go gray because I've said this since I was in my 20s. Like, I don't give a fuck if I go gray. Like, I have a lot of gray hairs in my beard right now, and I kind of look like Hagrid. Like, that beard that I have in this video has nothing on the beard that I have now. But, like, I am totally ready to go gray because then I can go to conventions and dress up as, like, Gandalf. So.
Yeah, because this Ys is amazing. I just got through Ys 8 like a couple days ago. And,
Ys 8, that's Lacrimosa of Donna.
Really long for an
Dana, Donna.
So you're a good, you like Fantasy Star? What do you think about Fantasy Star Online?
Fantasy Star Online.
Oh, I asked him about Phantasy Star Online. That's such a huge, like, thing with people, is the people that had played the original Phantasy Star, at least whenever it was relevant, they did not like Phantasy Star Online. Whereas I came into Phantasy Star with Phantasy Star Online, I'm like, oh my god, this is like Zelda, but instead of swords, we have like lightsabers and like light daggers and like photon weapons and shit. Dude, I love Phantasy Star Online.
I mean, I got it. I even played online through it with 3 other guys, but it I don't know, it just didn't click with me. Really. I mean, we played from beginning to end, and I even played a lot of single player too. But it was good, but it's just not, to me. It's not Phantasy Star.
Yeah. That's fair, I'm not like that. That's a fair assumption. It would be like if Zelda, the whole series, went towards maybe like tactical turn-based kind of thing. I'd probably I'd think it was okay, but I probably wouldn't very much like it. So,
Yeah, do you like the loot grindy kind of stuff?
It depends on how the game does it. I mean, I don't mind grinding if I have to. Like the Ys 8, you didn't really have to grind at all. You're just levels happen. It's
very good. So I asked him about the loot grindy thing because I was a huge Diablo 2 player. Thank you, Darkus. And the idea of like going to the same level over and over and grinding for like gear and stuff is what I enjoy. And that's what Phantasy Star Online
In
was.
some games you do have to grind, like Cosmic Fantasy 2 on the TurboGrafx CD. You have to grind a lot. And in that game, it didn't really bother me too much, at least not back in the day. These days it might.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
Did you ever play any, like, tabletop stuff?
I can't even hear myself.
Oh, no, I haven't done any of that.
I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about here. I can't hear myself.
Like the East 8, you didn't really have to grind at all. You're just.
I asked him if he played something.
But in some games you do have to grind, like Cosmic Fantasy 2 on the TurboGrafx CD. You have to grind a lot. And in that game, it didn't really bother me too much, at least not back in the day. These days it might.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
Did you ever play any, like, tabletop stuff?
Difficult?
No, tabletop.
Oh, no, yeah,
Oh, I asked him if he ever played like tabletop shit like D&D and stuff.
I haven't done any of that.
Yeah, not bad. I'm not thinking that too much. All right, man. Well, that's it. I mean, the story of it. That's what we are. It's super
Dude.
tiny channel. But, yeah, so I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank
Dude, I made like business cards for that. I don't even have business cards for myself right now. Dude, I was all in and nobody was having it. 0 people were having it. I mean, 1,010 subscribers were having it. Versus my nightly, like almost nightly streams of people that I have 438 subs now. Anyway, it's pretty funny. Let's
The
get back
town
to
is
the
rendered
thing.
completely with polygons. Wow, this is the future! And you'd be right if you actually said that back then. There's even some space flight along with dogfighting
Ooh,
here and there, but you can often skip that by warping to a location. The frame rate can be pretty dismal as you might expect, ranging anywhere from 3 to just over 8
Yeah.
frames per second. But the polygonal
3
area
to
takes
8
up a
frames a
surprisingly
second.
large portion of the
Ooh.
screen.
Hey,
The
look,
2D
it's Jupiter!
The polygonal area
Hold
takes
on.
up a surprisingly large portion of the screen.
Dude, come on. You're not going to mention the fucking giant red eye on Jupiter? Oh, is it? Were you there 34? Yeah. Yeah, but I actually used to put work into this shit. Now I just stream drunk and, you know, I'm happy. Like I don't do it for money. I do it to like talk to people because like last night nobody was there and I reactivated my Facebook and like did some fucking like trauma dumping fucking self-deprecating bullshit. But here I am, you know. I'm glad you're here, dude.
The 2D conversation graphics are good, and the music is often
That's
fantastic.
pretty good.
Overall, this game is great fun, and it's a true shame that it didn't get an international release in its own time. I think people would have loved it.
I used to play, I don't know if he's done it. I used to play Baseball 2000. I believe Baseball 2000 was the first person shooter. I think it came out before Wolfenstein. Everyone credits Wolfenstein for being the first person shooter, and I'm pretty sure it was Baseball 2000. That came out in 91. And it was on the Game Boy. And Wolfenstein, God damn it. Original. No, never mind. Wait. No, I'm not looking for this fucking bullshit. No, I'm talking about the first person shooter. When did this come out? I need to know. Fuck, when did it come out? I'm not talking about the side-scrolling bullshit. Was it this? Wolfenstein 3D? I think that's what it was. That came out in 92. I think that's what I'm talking about. The one before that, in 84, Beyond Castle Wolfenstein. Yeah, that was a 2D thing. I'm like pretty confident that Faceball 2000 on the Game Boy was the first person shooter, and it was awful. I used to play it all the time though. People are like, oh, Wolfenstein 3D is like the first person shooter. It's not. It's not. You know what? Hard driving. Hold on. Props to them for doing a map. That is that's fuck. I don't even know how I would do it. Like, I'm thinking about how I would program the game. Fuck that. I don't know how I would like translate this 3D thing into a map. Like, I have no idea, but I'm not a computer programmer. Fair enough.
Hard Drivin' from Sterling Silver Software and Tengen was one of the first games on the Genesis to use polygons. It was released on the same day as Star Cruiser in Japan. This is a
I remember this.
To simulate real 3D driving physics, and this is only a 2 megabit cartridge, which is quite small, even for its.
Dude, even though these games are fucking dog shit ass, you gotta give them credit. Like, you have to give them credit. Even if it runs at 3 frames a second. God damn it, they tried.
It's time.
They really
the polygons
did.
Here are extremely simple at best. The controls take a while to get used to, but back in his time, I kind of enjoyed this one, as being able to move around in a 3D world like this fascinated me to no end. I'd play it for great lengths of time, though I'd have to put on different music as I could not listen to the game.
Oh yeah, dude. Let's put on the music.
A rather small portion of the screen, unsurprisingly. It runs anywhere between 4 and 10 frames per second, depending on the complexity of the
Oh, we got the
scene and
loop
if there's
coming up.
traffic or not. Yeah, that's right. It's two-way traffic in this game for some reason. Oh, and a flat cow that you can hit.
I hate that cow. I'm gonna fucking get McDonald's here in a minute.
Of years later, we got
and
race
pretend that the
Polygons
cow
and
that he
Tengen
hit
after Sterling Silver
made
Software
my
became
hamburger.
Polygames, because they make games with polygons. Get it? Pretty clever. At twice the memory, this is more of the same, except with a couple of new tracks.
I mean, really though, like really.
It's all identical, except for a bit more traffic and a different move.
Kill the cow
sound to
again.
the cow.
Yeah,
The
dude.
new Super
Kill that
Stunt track is
piece of
pretty
shit
bad, as
cow.
they don't render the big mountain, so it seems like you're driving on a road floating in midair.
Still respectable. Was it good? Probably not. But at that time, I'm trying to put my mind in my little fucking naive child self. Were I to play this game, it'd be pretty fucking like mind-blowing.
The problem here is that you can't often tell that the side of the road is a big cliff.
Well,
the
there you
performance
go.
is mostly the same, though sometimes
Like,
the frame
that's
rate
cool.
can drop as low as 2 frames per second. The Genesis certainly wasn't meant to do this. There's also a cool
But
track
it
editor
did
where
it.
you can design your own track and then drive around on it.
Dude, that's badass. That is amazing.
There's also a cool track editor where you can design your own track.
That's like really cool. I had no idea about this game. You can like make your own shit. I love that.
Track and then drive around on it.
That's
Race
really
Drive-In
cool.
even came to the Super Nintendo courtesy of Imagineering and THQ. This has got to be way worse than the Genesis version with its slower CPU, right? Well, not really. For one, I appreciate the solid colors that they use here instead of the dithering that's going on in the Genesis port for some reason.
He hates
also,
dithering.
the big hill area actually does its best to render most of the hill, ground, and cliff. The detail is slightly less than the Genesis version, and you can see this in the thin yellow lines on the road. The frame rate varies between 5.5 frames per second at the fastest and 2 frames at the
How the fuck can you get half a frame? What? I think this looks better than the other one.
slowest, so it's not horribly worse than the Sega port. It definitely runs better than you think it would, but it certainly doesn't run great by any means. This one lacks
Sure.
the track editor, but it came out a year earlier, so there's that, I guess.
Oh, no track editor? Fuck that. Throw it in the garbage. Burn it. You know, respectable. Oh my god.
This is Muhammad Ali heavyweight boxing on the Genesis from Virgin and Park Place Productions. For some reason, they put a lot of 3D effort into this game, and it zooms around a city and into the arena, probably because they didn't feel like putting a whole lot of effort into the actual gameplay. The game itself plays from a side view perspective, though the boxing ring is 3D and spins around a little bit.
Kinda
It's very
cool.
slow though, and it doesn't feel all that dynamic.
Not
The
a
gameplay
big,
itself
like,
is not
boxing
very
guy,
fun,
but
honestly,
pretty
it's
okay.
extremely rare for a boxing game to be enjoyable for me. Still, kudos to Park Place Productions for putting in the effort to toss in a few 3D things here and there.
Dude, he's getting his ass kicked.
This is MiG-29 fighter pilot, though it says MiG-29 Fulcrum on the title screen.
Sure.
It's from Domark. I don't know why anyone
Hate
would want to fly
Domark.
one of
I
these
don't know
junky
who
Russian
Domark
jets.
is, but I hate
Maybe
him.
that's why this game is so slow and uninteresting. But honestly, that can be said of pretty much any flight simulator of this time period. You have sparsely detailed environments to fly around in. They don't move fast, but then again, they don't really need to. It also uses very little screen real estate. This game would probably be improved tenfold if it had a decent music track playing, or any music at all.
I got music. Dude, I got you. I got the music.
This is Rescue on the Genesis from Tempest and Psygnosis. Sadly, this cool game was never released. The main 2D gameplay has you flying your ship around. People are trapped all over each level and you need to rescue them, hence the name of the game. You can land and hop out of your ship in order to have each person follow you back one by one. There are many levels in each area. It's actually pretty fun. However, between each area, you need to
Reminds me of like Blaster Master, maybe.
fly to the next one. You can shoot land and air-based enemies as you do this, and it all takes place with full polygon graphics. It's a little slow and laggy, but since this is more of a bonus area, it doesn't matter a whole lot. These areas
Sure.
are designed so that it's still possible to fly through all the rings.
I mean,
The
that's
graphics
fair.
and especially the music in this game are excellent, and it's too bad that it was never released in its time.
I don't know. Cool. Fair enough. Oh, god damn it. Oh yeah,
Okay, now
I
let's shift
purchased
over to games that use
Razor.
what I affectionately like to call
Whatever.
cheater chips, meaning that they cheat by using extra chips in the cartridge to be more impressive than the console can be on its own. It's all
Dude.
good though. Well, actually,
Don't hate the player, hate the game. If you want to use a chip, anybody else could have done it. Don't hate on
not
it.
all good, as a couple of these games are anything but. Anyway, let's take a
No.
look.
Hey!
Extra chip
Yeah.
options can exceed what the hardware can do on its own.
I have a really, really, really fond memory of the original Star Fox. Good luck. I played the fuck out of the original Star Fox. Funny enough, I only ever played Star Fox 64 on the DS when it got remade. And well, I mean, that's probably not true. I probably played it like maybe at a friend's house or something. But I never like really sunk my teeth into it until it came out on the DS remade. And I love Star Fox. Star Fox is a criminally underrated title. And it really fucking bothers me, like it really bothers me, that when Miyamoto made Star Fox, what was it called, Zero or something, the newest one on the Wii U. Yeah, Zero. Yeah, yeah. Well, I remember playing Star Fox 64 at Blockbuster, and I remember the it was like what do they call it? Like you would know more than I would. An all range area where it was like a big fucking just area where you could fly into, and you had to like fight Star Wolf and his guys. What pisses me off is that and I have never played Star Fox Zero. I probably should have, but like they just remade the game because like Star Fox 64 was a remake of the original game. I know that much. And Star Fox Zero was a remake also of the original game. I know there was Star Fox Assault, which I never really played, but I heard was like pretty okay. And then you had Star Fox Crystal something or other, which was like a what was that called? Adventures, Star Fox Adventures. I was playing Star Fox Adventures, which was effectively like a Zelda game, but the Crystal character spawned so much fucking porn, it was not even funny. Not that I would know in any way, shape, or form of why that happened, but I mean, people are fucking weird. I think a lot of people did not like Star Fox Zero on the Wii U. Not because of its like weird controls, because you had the Wii U gamepad and that was like first person, but then you had the TV portion, which was like third person, and you had to like utilize both of them. I don't know. I never bought it. I probably should have. But like they kept remaking the original game. They like I think that is why people did not connect with Star Fox, because there's like 5 fucking versions of the original game. Like push the storyline forward. Like okay, Androsh, he's done. Push it forward. But Miyamoto like for whatever reason doesn't want to do that, and like I actually don't get it, but like Miyamoto, nobody can question him. And like fair enough, he does a bunch of cool shit with a lot of cool stuff, but like let's continue the storyline. Can we not do that? And I think a lot of people very much received Star Fox 2 very well, because they finally put like the actual game on the Super Nintendo. Like the game, as far as the lore goes, as I understand it, the game was done. The game was actually ready to ship, Star Fox 2. And then I don't know why they didn't. And then they went on to the 64 and made Star Fox 64. It's like, why the fuck did you not ship Star Fox 2? I mean, us as like ROM, ROM people, emulator people, like we've been playing that. But then they're like, oh yeah, we're going to put out this SNES Mini and include Star Fox 2 on it, which proves to us that it was a complete game. And it had some really cool shit in it, but I don't know why they didn't put it out. Anyway, I have a lot to say about Star Fox. But, let's let Joe talk.
Like the Super Effects chip games on the Super Nintendo. The first Super Effects chip game, of course, was Star Fox by Argonaut and Nintendo.
No wing
fly around in
damage.
third and first person modes and blast down enemies. This was a
Dude,
really
I
big
love
deal at the
this
time,
game.
as most people hadn't seen graphics like these before. I remember being
it's
a little
weird,
more
yeah.
impressed than I was, but I definitely appreciated what they were doing with this game. Thanks to Nintendo's involvement, the entire experience feels very polished. It has some great music that only Nintendo could provide.
Good luck.
The entire game takes place with massive borders around the screen so that the Super Effects chip doesn't have to draw as much.
What a fucking great Super Nintendo game. What do you think is the best system of all time? I think it's probably Super Nintendo. Second best system for me would probably be the 3DS. But only because you have the entire DS library at your disposal. But man, number one, I have to give it to Super Nintendo. It's either Super Nintendo or PlayStation because of the like huge RPG fan I am. But yeah, you have like classics. You have Chrono Trigger, you have Final Fantasy VI, A Link to the Past, Star Fox, Super Mario World, Lufia, the Lufia series, very rarely talked about. Street Fighter 2. Right. Gotcha. Who's your who do you play in Street Fighter? Like I know you talk like you really like Street Fighter. I don't know who your main is though. Like I'm a Chun-Li main. I would give my life to be crushed by her thighs. What else on Super Nintendo? I mean, you have Live Alive or whatever. You have Tales of Fantasia, I believe that's the first Tales game. You have Super Mario World 2, which is really good. You have God, I don't know. You have like the big iconic series though, like when they really came into their own. Oh yeah, fuck me. Super Metroid. You got fucking Super Metroid on there. It's my speedrunning game, dude. You have highly underrated Mega Man 7. Highly underrated Mega Man 7. Inner Cammy. Have you played 6 yet? Like, I kind of want to buy 6. But I haven't yet. I bought an arcade stick and I like customized it and everything with its own buttons and stuff. I think I have it around here. I do not believe I put that shit in storage. I'm like quite certain I have my arcade stick somewhere within the vicinity of me. There was a point when I got like really fucking serious about all that. But not lately.
Star Fox 2 was also developed and finished, but never released.
And finished! He talks about it! He talks about it! It was developed and finished.
Until the SNES Classic came out in 2017 anyway. I guess Nintendo felt that they'd lose less money if they didn't release it at the time.
Why? Port it? Like, why couldn't they have ported it to the 64? Why would you fucking develop an entire game in the only game in the series to progress the lore and not release it? It's maddening. It's fucking maddening. Like, Nintendo is so fucking stupid. They make the best polished games, but their, like, business acumen is fucking horrid. I don't understand. And you know why I say that about Nintendo, other than them taking down, like, all of the YouTube channels that have Nintendo music? And I mean, that's a completely different thing, but like, my number one hatred here, let me put on some background music. My number one hatred with Nintendo stems from another Metroid 2 remake, AM2R. The guy, I followed that shit. I Metroid, huge fan. Like you see my thumbnail. I only use Samus playing the saxophone. I think it's the best AI generated art that I have. There's no art out there of Samus playing saxophone. Not a big fan of Zero Suit Samus. But you know, sexy and all that. Whatever. The guy was making another Metroid 2 remake, and he was doing it to learn coding and shit. It took him like 10 years to get it out. Everyone knew about it. It was a huge thing. But the fucking day that he released it free as a fan game, Nintendo sent him a cease and desist. It's so fucked up. Because they knew they could have sent him that 5 years ago. Well, like 10 years ago now. I forgot when AM2R came out. But like they could have sent him a cease and desist anytime during his production of 10 years. But it was the day that it fucking came out that he did that. And that's why I hate Nintendo. But they have my favorite characters. Link, Samus, Zelda. Like, I think a similar thing happened. I don't know. I don't really follow it. But I think a similar thing happened with Pokemon Uranium. I don't know. It just... People... Like, it shows you the difference between Nintendo and Sega. And I don't know how, I don't know if you've seen this. This, I watched it the other night, like a week ago or something. With, Zelda Ocarina of Time Unreal Engine 5. Like, this guy came out with this new, yeah, this guy is like remaking Ocarina of Time in Unreal Engine 5. Yeah, I watched this like a week ago. But it's ridiculous. I'm like, why hasn't Nintendo given him a C&D yet? Oh, because it hasn't come out. And the guy that's been making this must know that he's going to be C&D, cease and desist. Like, but he's still going through with it because Nintendo fans are amazing. Like, they make the most amazing shit. And then, like, you have the Super Smash Brothers Melee, whatever the fuck it was. Some guy made like network code to fight other people online, and Nintendo shut that shit down. It's Other M, or no, what was it called? Other M is the Zelda game. It was like a huge mod. I can't remember the name. But it allowed you to play online, and Nintendo was like, nope. And then they banned it from being at EVO when they're not doing anything. Like, Nintendo is like a toddler. You know, whenever you have like a toy that are for, yeah, absolutely. You know, whenever you have a toy and you're like a 2-year-old and you're not playing with the toy, and then you have like another 2-year-old come, like, is around you and they're playing with the toy, and then the original toddler is like starts crying and fucking throwing a hissy fit because he doesn't want you to play with the toy. He doesn't want anyone to play with the toy, even if you're not playing with it, because it's his toy. That is what Nintendo is to me. And I fucking hate it, man. Like, let people make fan games. That's why Sega's better. We got Sonic Mania. Christian Whitehead, a super big, prolific Sonic fan game creator, made amazing Sonic fan games. You know what? Not Nintendo. You know what Sega did? They fucking hired him, and he made possibly the best Sonic the Hedgehog game of all time, Sonic Mania. It was a guy that was making fan games, and Sega had the fucking sense to hire him, and he made one of the best Sonic games of all time. Were it Nintendo, Nintendo would have like issued him a cease and desist, and that would have been the end of it. Shit pisses me off so much, man.
Anyway, the game changes up a lot of things,
Fucking
like
hate
being
it.
able to transform your R-Wing ship into a walking mech thingy. The game uses a more powerful super effects chip so the polygons can move around a lot faster, though it can still
There you
get kind
go.
of framey in spots. It also has that same black border around the screen. The gameplay remains solid, however, and it's worth playing any way that you can.
Like it. I don't know. And like Nintendo pisses me off so much. Stunt Race
The second
FX.
game to use the
Oh,
FX
yeah.
chip was Stunt Race FX, also by Nintendo. This one is a standard but silly racer with some
I
cool
played
looking
this
racetracks.
a little
The
bit,
control is
not a
similar to
lot.
F-Zero with the shoulder buttons to help you steer. You have a boost that you can use as long as your blue meter has some juice in it, and you can also accumulate damage indicated by the pink meter. As you drive around each track, you can collect blue thingies to get more boost and pink thingies to repair some damage. There's not only racetracks, but stunt tracks and two-player battle tracks as well. The music fits this game like a glove, and overall it's mostly an enjoyable experience. But man oh man is the frame rate slow, averaging less than 10 frames per second. Most Super Effects games run between 10 and 12 frames per second. As a result, this one can feel a little laggy, but
You know what? As like a little kid, I didn't really give a fuck about frame rate and everything. And then I get online, it's like, oh, nothing below 60. Now it's like nothing below 144.
never unplayable. I say it's worth trying if your brain is powerful enough to handle low frame rates.
My brain is powerful enough. I used to play EverQuest on a E-Machine Celeron with like 64 megs of RAM, something like that. Megabytes, not gigs. I remember loading into Kelethin. I was a druid, because I normally play druids in those types of games. Whenever I would die, it would take me about 5 minutes to load back in. That was the best incentive to not die. But you know what? I had a fucking great time with it. I was actually over there. I can point to you exactly where I was sitting. Just sad. Pathetically sad. Fun game though.
Then there's Dirt Track Effects by Sculptured Software
Never
and
heard of
Acclaim.
it.
In this one, you ride your motocross bike around a very small arena for way too many laps each. The control and
I've
all
never
that
heard
is
of this
actually
game.
pretty good. Also, I like the
Looks
flat
pretty
shaded polygonal
fun,
visuals,
actually.
and it's fairly smooth. But ultimately, this game is a letdown. Aside from the tiny arenas and the way too many laps, the control is weird, with the X button being the confirmation button and seemingly the only way to start the game. In-game, every button is gas.
This looks like a 3D version of like Excitebike. It looks kind of okay.
Except for
like
B,
it,
which
it
is
looks
brakes.
okay.
Also, the music in this one is pretty bad.
Well,
it changes when you get into first place, and if you're constantly pulling ahead and falling behind an opponent, it can get
I mean,
very
I'm
annoying.
actually
Not to
impressed on
mention
how
the
like
La Cucaracha
cleanly
sounding
it's
tune
running.
it plays whenever the music switches. I have no idea what they were thinking. The game's director must have never had the sound on when he was checking it. Seriously though, this could have been a fantastic title.
It
if
looks
weren't
pretty
that based,
fun.
but
Does
as
it
is
not?
now,
I've
it
never
sets new
heard of
records
this
when it comes to
game.
how fast it gets boring.
I don't know, it looked pretty fun to me.
Next up is Vortex by Argonaut Software and published by Electrobrain. As you may remember from a few minutes ago, Argonaut helped out with Star Fox and they thought they could hit a home run on their own. Well, not quite. You pilot a transforming mech, and the first thing you do is go through a boring space level.
Kinda cool.
There's really nothing to see, so you get bored right away.
Super Star
A whole bunch
Foxy.
of black empty space isn't the best way to begin a game.
It's
Free
not
tip to
empty,
any
look
budding
at the
game designers out
stars.
there. I also think the game might be too complicated for its own good. There are a lot of things that your mech can do, but unfortunately the controls are a bit convoluted. You know that's an issue when you have to use button combinations to do simple things like transform. The game also has a few collision issues like getting snagged on these tiny pyramid-shaped things that are on the ground. The graphics performance here is about the same as Star Fox, and I like the way some of the levels look. The music is great.
It looks
and it's
pretty
definitely my
okay. I've
favorite
never
aspect
heard of
this
this
one.
game though.
There are a lot of good ideas here, but in the end, I think I'd rather play Metalhead on the 32X. Too bad that one doesn't have the music from this one.
Have you ever heard of this? I don't know, it looks pretty good to me. Like, good, relatively speaking. I mean, it's no Link to the Past, but it looks okay.
Dirt Racer from Elite was only released in Europe. Yikes, I can immediately see why. This is the most unattractive Super FX game by leaps and bounds. It feels like the D-pad barely works at all, and it's easy to flip over or
Cold
spin
out Europeans.
It honestly feels like the game is incomplete.
You get the
But
shit
somehow
that we
they
don't get
actually
here in
released this
America.
trash. I couldn't reach for the power button
America,
fast
dude.
enough on this one. Stay away.
Yeah, maybe not the best. Oh shit!
The last Super
Let's go.
Effects enhanced game we'll look at today is something called, what, Doom? Yeah, I don't
What
think
is
I've heard of that one
Doom?
either. Anyway, this one was developed by
Doom?
Sculptured Software and published by Williams. For a 16-bit console running Doom, it's not too bad, surprisingly. Yes, it can be a little choppy here and there, and honestly it's a little too dark. But it's all still completely playable. It is missing some levels and enemies, though. The sound and especially the music are really good, and overall, I
Fuck yeah, it is. Doom music, let's go. It's like the iconic Doom music. There is a Doom radio that is live that I apparently have watched. Come on, dude. If you're not ready to fucking blast demons after listening to this, I don't know what to tell you. It's a really good song. What is it? At Doom's Gate? Or shift up. Fuck yeah, dude. That's so good. Oh, do they do it in the original? I mean, the remake, the 2016? I actually bought that. Oh my god, oh, you weren't there! Oh my god, I have to show you something. After this plays. Oh my god. Hold on. Oh, it's like actually slower and heavier. By the way, I was having a conversation with my employee about like heavy music because the long hair, like it was born out of metal head. I used to be a metalhead, but like it really bothers me. It always has. When people are like, oh, listen to this, it's so heavy, and it's like super fast and loud. Dude, that is not what heavy means. Heavy means like slow and plodding and like this song is heavy. Heavy does not mean fast and loud. I'm sorry, it just doesn't. You can hear it. Okay. What is this stupid fucking dork? It's pretty good. What is this guy
This is how to
playing?
play At Doom's Gate, also known as E1M1 from
E1M1?
Doom. The
Okay.
soundtrack for this game was heavily
Teach
inspired
me.
by thrash metal
Teach
of the
me,
80s, and you'll
senpai.
probably recognize where this riff drew its inspiration.
Teach me, senpai.
First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna hit that open E string, palm muted
Sure.
twice. Then we're gonna get 7 on the A string.
He's teaching
another
us.
2 palm muted E strings to 5 on the A string. Another 2 palm muted E strings down to 3rd fret of the A string.
You're just
Another
going
2
7,
E's,
5, 3,
down
1.
the 1st fret of
Right,
the A.
like, fair enough.
Another 2 E's, and then we're gonna throw in a 2 to 3 hammer on
Right.
the A string. Then we're gonna throw another 2 E's in there, back up to the 7, then 5,
Play it
down
all.
to 3,
Play it all.
another 2 E's, and we're gonna hit open E and 1st fret of the A at the same time. A little bit of dissonance there at the
Play
end.
it.
Altogether, it'll sound like this.
There it is. There it is. It's fucking good, dude.
This is how to play.
Oh,
At Doom's
anyway,
Gate,
what I
also
was
known
gonna
as
show you, like, I'm pretty sure you haven't seen this. So, if you haven't watched it, Amazon put out this thing, for lack of a better word, called Secret Level. And it's like a 7 to 10 minute short about a bunch of shit, right? They do a good Pac-Man, they do a good Mega Man. But they went to the developers of Bungie, or not Bungie at the time, 343. This was like a year ago. They're like, "Hey, can we do a Master Chief cross Doomslayer?" And they literally said nah, like NAH. They're like, nah. Doom Secret Level, right? Like, it's automatically completing. And they said, nah. But you know what one motherfucker did? Look at this shit. A Master Chief Doomslayer crossover episode was pitched for Secret Level. Microsoft said nah. They own both franchises. You know what one person did? They fucking made it themselves. And it's amazing. It's like 2 minutes. It's some of the best shit I've ever seen. They were like, fuck you, fuck Microsoft. The fans came together and did it. And you hear the music. It's so good. It's the music that makes it. Dude, come on. Like, come on. Dude, come the fuck on. This is so fucking badass. Master Chief
Identify
and
yourself.
Doomslayer. Demon. That's a dude from Reach that he effectively killed, right? And you get the Halo like choir music. Shit gets real too. I love the Halo community. Yeah, dude, let's go, Halo. Here we go! Come on! Come on! Dude, I love fandom that does shit like this. It's so fucking good. Like the music is what makes it. Oh my god. I could watch this a million times. Like the Doom, that Doom music. Hey, I appreciate it. Appreciate you. Dude, it's so fucking good. That fucking, oh my god. It's so good. That is, dude, oh my god, man. And that was a complete direct result of Microsoft saying, nah. Why the fuck would you ever say nah to a Master Chief cross Doomslayer crossover episode? They're so fucking stupid. But you know what? The Halo community is like probably the best community out there. We have stuck together through so much shit. I legitimately think the Halo community is the best community. If I only I can yeah, I know. It's a fucking cock tease for sure. It's very sad. Anyway, sorry, I got dude, Doom music is so fucking good. I could listen to I could do it in like a 10-hour stream of just listening to Doom music. But let's continue. And I have to go get more booze here in a minute. I actually drank all of mine.
Put this forward a bit above the 32X version. There's not
After
a whole
this,
lot more
I'm
to
gonna
say
go.
here.
What's
I mean,
up,
it's Doom,
Daddy
and there are
Shoops?
many, many better versions of this game to play.
We are watching games that push hardware limits. It's like 32-bit games that or 16-bit hardware using polygons from GameSack. That's what we're watching right now. By the way, thumbs up. Give me a thumbs down if you're on YouTube. Any interaction is good, and nobody needs to watch this shit. Me being drunk. But, you know, I'm not like really drunk, but. Dude, Doom was top level, top fucking tier, man. See, this is heavy. Again, I remember in high school when I was a metalhead. I'm like a synth wave, like synth mage. It's my like online name. But it bothered me that people, oh my god, this is so heavy. Like Amon Amarth is so heavy. Like Children of Bodom is so heavy. Like maybe a little bit, some of them, but like heavy is plotting. It's like super, like it's definitely distorted guitar, but it's not fast. Like that is not heavy. Like what the fuck are we talking about? I'll die on that hill too. Like metal music that is heavy is 90% of what people are not telling you.
The final game in this episode that uses an extra chip is Virtua Racing on the Genesis by Sega. This uses what Sega calls the SVP, or Sega Virtua Processor. This chip is a bit more powerful than Nintendo's best Super Effects chip, and you can see it here.
Fun.
This racing game pushes more polygons than any Super Effects title and runs it all at 15 frames per second. Okay, now that's not exactly smooth, but it is a hair smoother than the Super Effects games. As a result,
no shit, that looks pretty fucking smooth to me.
This game is extremely playable and responsive
comparable
for the
to the other ones.
The SVP even adds 2 PWM sound channels, which unfortunately didn't get used in this title. There's not much to do in this game aside from racing on 3 different tracks. Seriously, that's it.
3.
If you finish a race, you get a game over, but you do get to put in your name. If you don't finish a race, well, same thing, but no name entry for you. Well, actually, you can also put in your name if you get a fastest lap. Yes, it's extremely shallow, but at least it's
pretty fun.
It's too bad that they didn't beef up the home conversion with more modes or things to do. Sega abandoned the SVP pretty fast. I mean, it cost $100 when it arrived at retail, and since customers wanted more from their games than Virtua Racing offered, it didn't exactly fly off the shelves.
Fair enough.
And since it didn't, Sega felt they didn't have much of a reason to continue developing games that used the chip.
I think this looks really good. you know, going 328 kilometers per hour.
Oh well, at least we got a taste.
I think it looks pretty good. It runs pretty good too. I'm impressed. Dude, you can't get better. You cannot. I'll die on this hill too. There's a lot of hills I'm dying on. I hope they're the same hill, so I don't have to like die on one and then revive and go to another hill and die on it. But anyway, anyway, there is no better. Like I kind of love the Sega music chip. I forgot what it's called, but like the bass in that. Nintendo never had anything like that.
I just want to mention Out of This World on the Genesis really quick.
Hey!
It's not a 3D game, which is the focus of this episode, but it does use polygon and polygon-like graphics, so it's still pushing hardware limits.
Sure.
Polygons are mainly used in the cutscenes and whatnot, of which there are many. The game is a cinematic platformer like Prince of Persia. I'm not sure if the actual gameplay is using polygons or simply sprites that look like polygons. There's also a Super Nintendo version of this one. This runs slower than the Genesis version, takes up...
See, they don't have blast processing. That's why. Damn it. It's so funny today for people like doing console wars because it's over. Like, it's over. Like, nobody fucking cares. Back in the day, SNES versus Genesis, that was console wars. It's like really fun. Like, oh my god, PlayStation 3 is better than Xbox 3. Dude, nobody cares. Nobody cares. If you weren't there,
less screen space, and
if you weren't there at the lunch table in like 1992 arguing over the Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Sonic the Hedgehog, Mario, all of that shit, you did not know console wars.
Is a touch darker.
Why is the phone
This goes for
ringing?
both the cutscenes and the gameplay. The Super Nintendo version also adds an exciting loading time feature.
Dude, that was some fucking like No Man, like Battlegrounds World War One shit. All this stupid shit that people are talking about now, it has no place in console wars. What is the Billy Madison thing? I mean, that exemplifies console wars. Billy Madison, you suck.
Mortal Kombat on Sega Genesis is the best video game ever.
I disagree. It's a very good game, but I think Donkey Kong is the best game ever.
Donkey Kong sucks.
You know something? You suck.
Dude, that's what it was like. That is what it was like. It's a time, like a fucking time capsule. Everything is released on everything now. Like, this is the first generation where I did not buy a PlayStation, nor did I buy an Xbox. I have my Switch because I can't get them on PC. Well, I can, but you know, what? I have a Switch and I have a PC, and that's all I have. It's weird. It's weird to like think about that because I've had every system under the sun, but I know everything will come to PC, and I don't want to be like that PC master race kind of person, but I don't know. I guess I am. Two things really got me. There's a girl I was dating. I'm not anymore. We didn't like break up. We just stopped talking. I don't know. Probably for the best. Nobody needs to be like nobody needs to be romantically attached to this, whatever this is. Yeah, but so Final Fantasy 16 came out, and that was the first Final Fantasy that I have not bought on release date. Since then, it's come out on PC. I really like it. I actually highly recommend it, but it's not turn-based. It's completely action. The story is very good, though, if you like Final Fantasy stories. And then I got a Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, and my then girlfriend lent me her PlayStation 5, and I played through it all the way because I couldn't not do it. And that game deserved Game of the Year, but Astrobot got it. Fair enough. Not fair enough. Fuck that. Fuck Astrobot. I'm sure it's a great game, but Rebirth was fucking amazing. And then I got that on PC like recently, like a month or two ago. I don't know whenever it released. But everything comes to PC. So I really don't care. Anyway, let's get through this. Flashback.
There's also
Never
a
heard of it.
spiritual follow-up called Flashback on the Genesis. Same story here. It uses polygons for the cutscenes, but I'm pretty sure the gameplay is sprites.
Sure. What is that called? Like digitized?
Of course, this one is also on the Super NES. Once
Like
again,
Donkey
the cutscenes
Kong
are
Country
slower
did
and
it?
darker, but they seem to take up the same amount of screen space. The gameplay is also darker, but it runs at the same speed as the Genesis game. Both of
It's
these
like a
games on
Prince of
both of these
Persia thing.
systems definitely have a unique look, and I like it.
Okay. I'll never play this, but it's interesting to know. Oh, is it?
I know. I didn't cover every single Super Effects game. That's because Yoshi's
What?
Island and Winter Gold are
Hated
definitely
it?
not
Yeah.
3D games. Also, I'm not including sports games like golf games in this episode, even though they used 3D polygons. There are actually a lot of these games that draw the courses using polygons, but very few of them have actual 3D movement like a flyover. I certainly think that they count, but
I weirdly enough really enjoy golf games. I think it's because I played the black box golf on NES and I had a lot of fun with that. In fact, I even played that shit with like my grandma at the time. I like golf. I like golf games. I don't like, well, that's a lie. If I have nothing to do, which is most of the time, I'll put a, like if I'm like flipping through the channels on TV and I see golf, like I'll keep it on there, if not for background noise.
this episode is probably
Fucking Scottish people hit a fucking ball into a hole a long way away. I mean, it's genius. To be fair, it's genius. How many times can you hit the ball to get it in this fucking tiny hole? Fucking Scottish people, man. They're on a different level.
already not going to get very many views, so I don't want to make it even worse. Anyway, let's finish this up with even more primitive
do it.
3D games.
Let's do it. It's about lunchtime, man.
This is F-15 Strike Eagle 2
Oh
on
my
the Genesis
God!
from Micro.
2?
Yeah, at least now we're flying a
2?
respectable plane.
Where's
and
the
you can even
first
shoot
one?
down MiGs pretty easily. The frame rate is slightly better than the MiG-29 game, but it's still
That
difficult
looks
to play as
terrible.
it goes too
That
far into the
looks fucking
simulator
awful.
aspect. That means it's difficult to turn around and find your targets
Looks
and whatnot.
awful.
But hey, at least there's music, and it's actually pretty good.
Okay.
In fact, it helped me keep trying this game again and again after I died, but sad to say, I was never really able to latch onto the gameplay here. And you probably won't either.
Alright, man. Oh, the fighter jet music is good. What about this one? Every game can be made better with Doom music. It's so good. It's so fucking good. Sorry, so good. Like, oh, the music's good. Is it? Is it though? Is it really?
Here's F-22 Interceptor for the Genesis from Electronic Arts. It sure is tough to keep track of all of these Genesis flight simulators. Gameplay-wise, I had more fun with this one than any other flying games I've played so far. Anyway, this one is pretty easy to steer and otherwise control your plane and find your targets. The graphics are decent, all things considered. I like the cutaways when you take off, land, and fire a missile. This adds a little bit of fun to the visuals. I've heard a couple of people say that the 8-bit Z80 CPU inside the Genesis helps out with this game, as in it does more than just run the audio. I certainly can't say if that's true.
What, the audio?
True or not, or what else it could possibly be doing.
I love it.
That's cool if it is
He
actually
brought up
true.
Doom, dude.
And if it is, I want to know what it's doing.
So good.
Speaking of the audio, this game has music. At first it's nice, but it gets old really fast.
It's not like
It's
Doom.
the only tune in the game whenever you're flying, and it's not very exciting.
It's this.
Oh well, as far as playability is concerned, this is the best polygonal airplane game on the Genesis.
I have no idea what's happening. I don't know why he got blowed up.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot. There's also F-117 Nightstorm on the Genesis from Electronic Arts.
Dude, I'm kind of getting hungry. You gotta wrap it up, man.
About this one, except that
I
it
gotta
runs
get
in the
the Whataburger.
Genesis's lower resolution mode, which probably helps it have a smoother frame rate and feel more responsive. Otherwise, there's not much going on here that we haven't seen a dozen times in these games already.
He didn't even aim at it. He didn't even aim at it, like, at all, in any way, shape, or form. Look. Okay, maybe one time he, like, clipped the bottom left of the triangle. Come on.
Target destroyed.
How about Jimmy White's Whirlwind Snooker for the Genesis? Whoops, once again, I mean Mega Drive, since it was only released in the PAL and CCAM regions.
There you go. There's your fucking Mega Drive shout out.
Here's a game I'd never expect to use polygons, but it most certainly does. It doesn't control like other pool games, but instead with an on-screen cursor. In fact, it's compatible with the mouse. It's rather tricky to get the hang of it, but there's a lot of ways to adjust your shot before you take it. As far as the graphics go, they work out
pool.
great,
I'm
usually
terrible
running
at
at
it, but
15 frames
I like
per
it.
second.
It's fun.
That is pretty amazing for the Genesis running polygons all by itself. Not only that, but it uses a fairly large portion of the screen, and it doesn't use the low resolution mode. There's very little in the way of audio other than some music on the title screen and some clicks and whatnot here and there. They should have beefed up that area. All in all, this is
So you gotta have the Doom music.
one of the more impressive games on the Genesis that attempt 3D.
Doom music makes everything better. Look, look!
This is Steel Talons on the Genesis from Polygames and
Never heard
Tankin.
of it.
It's a
Never
port
heard
of the
of it.
arcade game from Atari. You control an attack helicopter, and your mission in each area
Dude,
is
that looks
always
like
to destroy
shit.
all of the targets.
That looks
The control in
awful.
this one is extremely awkward, to say the least.
Alexa,
If
shut
you
up!
press either left or right, the screen has a weird shift, making it very difficult to accurately control your flight.
That looks
There are
terrible.
polygons everywhere, and the screen can update as slow as 2 frames per second, maybe slower. You heard that right. There are times when it's absolutely unplayable. Shifting into the first-person view helps the gameplay a little bit as it's less awkward. but
Dude,
the
that
frame
looks
rate is still
awful.
really bad.
That looks like
I honestly
dog
can't
shit.
believe this game was released how it is.
I will never play this game. Or maybe like if I do a bad game night or something. This looks abysmal.
You know what's even more unbelievable is that they even made a Super Nintendo version of Steel Talons.
Let's see.
Imagine how bad this version's going to be with a CPU that, when maxed out, runs at only half the speed of a
No
Genesis.
blast processing.
Wait, this actually plays a lot better. Like, way better.
Okay,
Granted, the environment isn't anywhere near as detailed, it has far fewer polygons, it looks less like the arcade, and your helicopter is now a simple sprite, but man, this plays so much better. It's still choppy, running anywhere between 10 and as low as 4 frames per second, but the screen doesn't shift awkwardly if you press left or right like the Genesis version does. As a result, it's much easier to steer your copter and find the enemies to shoot down. The music here as a whole isn't as good as what's in the Genesis version, but at least the actual missions have music here. I gotta be honest, I enjoyed playing the Super Nintendo version, whereas I did not find any enjoyment in the Genesis port.
Well, yeah, like, it's the age-old... I don't even want to call it a debate, but it's like, okay, do you want the game to look prettier, or do you want the game to run well? 99% of people will, like, sacrifice the graphics for, like, a game that actually performs well, I would think.
If for some reason you absolutely must play this game on a 16-bit console, then I guess this is the version you need to be playing.
Okay. Whew. I will never be playing this. Like, at all.
I suppose I should mention LHX Attack Chopper on the Genesis from Electronic Arts.
Isn't that like 3DO? Or am I like misremembering? Was that the Electronic Arts logo for a while? I don't remember.
Really quick. It's another polygonal helicopter game, but honestly, it's not as good as Steel Talons. There's barely any geometry on screen, and it still runs at a crawl. You just fly around destroying targets, and the energy level is pretty low, like most of the flight games in this episode. At least the control is a bit better than the Genesis version of Steel Talons, but there's still not a whole lot going on with this one.
Are those
But
supposed
hey,
to be
it
like
exists.
pyramids
Yay.
or something? I don't know, man. Don't know.
Not to be left out, the mighty TurboGrafx 16 even has
Hell
a couple
yeah.
of polygonal
Hell
3D
yeah.
games like Falcon from Spectrum Holobyte and Turbo Technologies.
Holobyte.
Yep, another flight
Household
simulator.
name.
This is the worst one yet, not only in
Oh,
gameplay,
shit.
but presentation as well. There are barely any polygons anywhere, and you can just crash into the ground even when you're still hundreds of feet in the air. It's just awful. Do not play this one.
Fair enough. It's already dead.
The other game on the
Make it
TurboGrafx
stop.
16 is a port of Gunboat from Accolade. You drive a boat around Vietnam in this one. The presentation is better than Falcon for sure, but it still takes place in a very small window and is very limited compared to the games on the other two consoles. They certainly didn't try pushing the TurboGrafx 16 very hard with these games.
Yeah, I don't know. Ooh.
Here's Draken
Dragon.
for the Super Nintendo
Draken.
from Kemco and Infogrames.
Oh yeah.
This is an interesting RPG where you can create your own party if you want to.
That's pretty
Traveling
cool.
around the overworld takes place with 3D polygon graphics, though they're all
Kinda
completely
cool.
flat. Still,
I'm getting like Daggerfall vibes from this. It's not bad. I'd play this, maybe. We'll see.
no, this isn't Mode 7. It's completely software rendered. It moves pretty well too, running at about 12 frames per second. It's not very detailed, and
12.
only a few shapes are on the ground at any time, but hey, I'm just surprised that they didn't use Mode 7. This was a really
I
early
would,
title
like,
on the console,
actually
but
like to
you might
play
find
this.
something that you like here. The fighting is mostly
Was it?
automatic,
I've never
and I like
played
the
it.
music in this one.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty fucking impressed. I've never heard of this. It's very Daggerfall-ish. Is it? Okay. I mean, I probably won't ever
And
play
let's
it,
not
but
forget the
fair
sequel
enough.
called Dragon View. This one takes
Ooh.
place mostly with a side view. In fact, it kind of sort of reminds me of that game.
I feel like I was so totally tapped into RPGs, and I've never heard of these games.
Exile on the Genesis and the TurboGrafx. But roaming around the overworld is exactly the same as the first game with the same performance, just with a few different colors and sprites. There's not much more to say about either of these games in this episode, but they definitely deserve a mention here. Who knew that the Super NES would even have this many titles that attempted 3D?
I did not. Like, I have no recollection of any of this shit.
And there you go, 3D polygonal efforts for the 16-bit console area. It's interesting to see how quickly they evolved from this generation. And I'm sure I missed some here and there, so let me know if I did so I can check them out. In the meantime, thank you for watching GameSack.
Pretty cool. Minus the fucking airplane attack helicopter section. I really enjoyed that video. Okay, I'm gonna go and get lunch, and I'll be actually will be back here in a minute. Unlike yesterday when I was like, I'll be back in 30 minutes, and then I didn't. I fell asleep. I actually am going to go get some lunch, and I will be back, and we'll play whatever the fuck that we're gonna play. So, yeah, I will